Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We're back again, feeling dead as ever, ready to roll some natural ones.
All over myself.
Yeah.
You threw Coca-Cola all over, so it's a great start. You better have bad luck now, not later. Justin.
Well, he's not taking over. This
Okay.
video is sponsored by P-Man.
There you go. Video is
That's
sponsored by
it.
P-Man. That is all.
Pornhub, y'all.
Oh, that
And
was
that's
bad.
you're
All right.
real late, boy.
Yeah, we only heard a bit about Pornhub, but that's all right. P-Man has taken the moon and is sponsoring this video with the moon. And beyond that, I don't think there's much else. Oh, no, there is. There's actually been a bit of a revamp on the Twitch channel. There's now a text that does the button, that does the link, that goes somewhere. That somewhere doesn't have a lot of content, but hey, it's there. So that's pretty cool. I plan to upload episode 2 of 3 weeks ago and make it go live 20 minutes ago. But YouTube was like, nah, this video is longer than 15 minutes. So that happened. So yeah, that's great. But I'll fix that soon, so you guys can see it there. But go and subscribe to that cheeky YouTube channel if you want to. Even though you have to legally by watching this channel, but that's okay. All right. So with all of that, is everyone ready for another session?
Oh boy.
Yes.
Let me open my notes.
Okay. All right.
My notes.
You gotta open your notes. In the meantime, whilst you all are opening your notes, I will tell everyone what the previous session was, so you guys are reminded. And with that, and at the end of that, we'll jump into tonight's session. So, last time, after rescuing Tony and Mario Gall alongside Bryce Gilder, you helped them come out of a cave. They told you that they've been kidnapped several days before, and that the doppelgangers were planning to ship all the wealth in Highcliff over to the Isle of the Blood Moon. Once you were walking back across the beach, you managed to spot a ship out on the ocean, coming in the direction of Highcliff. It seemed to be somewhat damaged. Tony and Mary were so thankful for your help that they decided to set up a large feast that very same night to thank you for your efforts. You proved the innocence of Anna Gilder, and she was freed to be reunited with her husband Bryce, that you also saved. Before the party started, you all had a long rest and then went out to buy some extra equipment. Hello?
Yep.
Okay, that's okay. Your internet can die every now and then. So you all went out to buy some extra equipment and some extra weapons. You even bought yourself a horse and a cart.
Yeah.
The party then started,
All
and
of
you
you
got...
to see we bought anything.
I got dorks and an axe.
Yeah, you did. And then you got thanked once more by Tony in front of the whole town. After a great night of drinking and eating, you got approached by Tony about a possible new adventure you could be going on. And this is where tonight's session starts. So, what would you like to do?
Did we leave off after so we left the party and then went
No.
back?
Currently, you're still at the party. So the town square is still beautifully decorated, and you can smell still some of the food. Like, most of it's gone by now. But it does bring forward some... sorry, say again.
Horace still drunk, right?
Cora is still drunk, yes.
Hammered.
Alright.
Yeah, you are still pretty whacked out. Absolutely. You had a lot to drink.
You fucking torque, dude.
Bruh.
So,
So.
Okay, what do we do? What y'all want to do,
I wanna
guys?
go bed.
Yeah, let's go to bed. There's nothing interesting to do now. I
we
don't
should-
think. We got
Is
the
it
stuff
sleepy
to get.
time?
I suppose if
Yeah.
we wanted to buy shit now, we couldn't find anything.
no. We're talking, 1:30 a.m. It's late. Even if a shop was open, you'd absolutely doubt if that shop owner was still, completely sharp and everything.
It's the perfect time for Robert.
Still on
okay.
the starting screen.
No, you're drunk.
Oh yes, we're still on the starting stream. There we go. Switch that. So you'll want to go to bed. That's fine. Whilst you guys are gathering up your things, in the distance you see a figure standing in a dark alleyway, just looking in your direction.
Ah! Look intimidating.
Is it he? Is it the P-Man? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll
roll-
shut up now.
Roll a perception check to see if you can figure out gender.
Hold up.
I'm not very perceptive.
Where is my character sheet?
Is everybody rolling, or is it just whoever wants to?
Oh,
it's just whoever wants to.
I
God.
wanna.
Fuck.
I want to be a perceptive.
Wait,
lady.
what are we rolling? Perception?
Perception, yeah.
All of us?
Not all of you. It's
Whoever
just
wants.
one of you, yeah.
Sorry, I forgot
don't-
to put in all my my Kensei stuff in my thing.
That's alright. Take your time. Okay, so with that perception, let's have a look. As you guys look over, as sudden as the figure appeared, it seems to disappear as well, and you don't see it
I
anymore.
want to chase it. I want to chase it.
You want to chase it? All right.
You're-
Make
Oh.
make a athletics check at disadvantage because you are still drunk.
Kick his ass.
Let's
You
see if
just
you
see
can
like
get to
this
the alleyway
little,
fast
this
enough.
little wobbly tiny child, just like.
Holy shit! Okay.
Uh,
So you as best you can, right? And you are absolutely hammered, right? As best you can, you sprint over to the alleyway that you saw this figure at, and you look into the alleyway, and it's dark. You can't see anything, or you don't see
I'm
anyone.
going into the alleyway.
Okay. You go into the alleyway, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30
I'm going
feet.
till the end. I'm going till
Okay.
the end.
After about 50 feet of alleyway, it turns to the left.
I turn to the left.
did I
Okay.
see her go?
We're
Did I
never
see her
gonna
go in
see her
there?
again.
I mean,
Where's
I
the
mean, you
gun?
know.
She's dead.
So the thing for everyone else, right, is that you guys witnessed a very drunk Cora, somewhat in a capable manner, sprint over to an alleyway. But it doesn't mean that by any means it was a very capable sprint as you would normally do it. It was a lot of stumbling, a lot of rolling. It's not.
Should
wasn't
we
pretty.
follow her so she doesn't get like snatched?
You know,
You can follow her, sure.
We'll do that. We'll do
So,
that.
okay, all right. So you guys follow behind within range. So Cora, as you take a left, again, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, another 120 feet go by and then the alleyway comes to a complete dead end.
Bitch.
And as you say that, Zerx, Lark, and Yuta come in from behind.
yo. What's up?
Ah!
Where you going?
What the fuck did you just do?
I saw a big scary someone.
Yeah, okay.
I
you
think you're just
obviously had
drunk.
A little too much. Let's just head back to the inn and let you rest properly.
I don't know, dude. I saw it too.
See,
You're
I'm
drunk too.
drunk.
I haven't. Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, let's go.
That
Okay.
drunk.
All right. So
I'm not Cora drunk.
no. Like everyone else had a drink, but not like
Yeah.
not
I
like
didn't- I
Cora
didn't
had a
ch-
drink.
I didn't challenge anybody.
No. You had a drink for fun, and you might be a bit buzzed, but you're not like you're still very capable in doing what you need to do. So
I
as-
just had chocolate milk in a sippy cup.
yeah, so there you go. Yeah, because you were the
I'm
youngest. one.
sorry. I drew it as regular milk. I'm so sorry.
Oh, was it? Darn.
Yeah.
So with that, all you move back through the alleyways, and easy enough, you find your way back. There wasn't any way to get lost there. And as you find your way back, and you start gathering up all your stuff around the town square, Cora, you notice that you end up finding Terry, because Terry obviously hopped in between food and drinks and things and started scavenging what he could. He had a nice party as well. And you find him between some little leftover bits of food, and he seems to be, very content. However, upon closer inspection, you notice some heavy breathing, and his skin seems to be paler than usual.
Guys,
What?
What?
my friend is dying. I think.
Maybe you just had a little too much food. No,
He was just sick.
Yeah, maybe.
So-
Tummy ache.
So as you all start to inspect Terry, you can also see an orange glow illuminating from his stomach.
He's gonna explode!
We gotta go.
I'm backing up. I'm backing up.
No, I'm not backing
poke it.
up. No!
Okay, fine. Someone do surgery on the lizard.
What do you mean?
So do we roll? Do we roll animal handling or do we roll sleight of hand?
What? Oh my god.
What do you guys do?
Look at the lizard's a grenade.
I would like to stay as far away as possible from
Okay.
the
I
lizard.
very carefully pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
What if he pops? Put him down.
What if he pops?
Okay, that was a bad question, but like.
Yes, Cora, you pick him up.
I pick him up and I.
Do any of us happen to know what this is about? Can we like roll something to like see like if one of our characters happens to know what this
I
means?
don't think
Roll a history check.
Can I roll a history check as well?
14.
Can I roll a dumb bitch check?
Only
Yeah.
one other person. Yeah. Okay. So this is assistant. So I'll take Becca. I'll take Lark's. Seen as it's higher. Shut up.
what? I got a big
Um,
brain.
Yes. So, Lark, so thinking back, you've not seen this happen before, but you have heard tales of
Lizards exploding.
no,
They
of,
pop,
of people having a pet, and then when they woke up, their pet was gone.
Oh.
I'm not telling her.
It seems to be like okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
So Cora, what are you doing?
I like hold him in my hands and I pet his head.
Okay.
Oh.
Right, so-
Everything's gonna be okay, promise.
Okay, all right. He seems to like that, and as you do that, you hear the sound of some armor, walking around the town square, and you see Bryn Carrick, just kind of walking around, making sure that all the people that are passed out that they're okay, and that kind of stuff.
I don't care. I'm sitting there crying over my lizard.
Okay, so he does hear you cry, and he comes over and with a question look, he says, "What's going on?"
My lizard friend is dying.
And he looks at Terry, who's in your arms, kind of like cuddled up, and he says, "Oh God, yeah, that does not look good. We need to bring him to Nala. She'll know what to do."
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So you just follow Bryn towards Nala.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all
What
right.
time is it?
It's like 1:30 in the morning.
Bruh.
Let's go bother
What time
this.
do we need to head out tomorrow? Wait.
You
What's
don't
it
know.
We'll just sleep on the boat.
I don't care when we have to go out. Terry's more important.
Okay, so all of you follow.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So with that, you guys follow Bryn, darting through some streets and some alleyways at a quite fast pace. Like Bryn is taking this pretty seriously.
Let's go, Bryn!
And at some point, you arrive at just a normal, simple-looking town home, and there seems to be no light shining from the inside. However, Bryn walks up to the door and just knocks quite loudly, and asks if anyone's home. Upon which you hear a familiar voice. You hear Grandpappy Rogar respond from the inside, as he says, "Who's there?" Upon which Bryn responds, "It's Bryn Carrick, sir. I'm looking for your wife, Nala. We have an animal that is in severe need of a bit of medical help." Right, okay, alright, but please come on in. And Bryn opens the door. The door does not seem to be locked, but again, with a guy like Rogar, I don't think he needs to lock the door. And so you all enter the room, and Rogar is standing there in his like night pajamas and like his night pajamas, and Nala is the Dragonborn woman that Lark you had seen earlier at the stables today.
Yeah.
And she's standing there, and she says, "Oh God, please, come over here." And she guides you to the dinner table where she puts down a little cloth, and you put Terry on the cloth.
Can
And
I
so,
give Cora a pat on the head?
yeah, go nuts.
I'm giving a small little pass, like it's okay.
Alright. So Nala is looking at Terry, and she's kind of like inspecting him and very carefully, feeling some places and making sure that everything's okay. Upon which she turns around to you, Cora, and she says, "Well, I believe you can dry those tears, because I'm very proud to say that Terry is undergoing his transformation."
What?
Oh no, he's ascending.
Shit.
Right, I see. You don't
He's
know.
not exploding?
No. He's not exploding. No.
Thank God.
So you see, I think Terry has some capabilities that you probably don't know of, Cora.
He's gonna become a dragon in like 2 seconds. We gotta go.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I don't think he knows about them either. He gained those capabilities because he has been traveling with you. I don't know when or where you found him, but he seems to like you a lot. Because the thing is, when a ranger makes a special connection with an animal, they can become mutual friends, and they can develop a very special bond that only the ranger can have with their beast companion. A lot of different animals can be picked, and even if you were to lose yours, you could always rebound with a new one. Upon developing this special bond, sometimes a transformation can occur in which your original beast transforms into a new form. Some would say an improved form, or some would say a different form, in order to showcase the feelings they have towards you as their companion. And if we look a bit closer at Terry right now, and at this point Terry is completely glowing orange, right? It's like literally like a light bulb in the room.
He's evolving.
And then as you look
He's a
closer,
Pokemon.
as you get closer, Nala takes your hand, Cora, and she says, just touch his back. And as you do, you can feel that the skin is no longer smooth. It's a much more studded, scaly skin. And as you take your hand back, there seems to be a new shape, 2 new shapes forming from his back, as it looks like he's sprouting wings, and his tail grows a bit larger and sturdier.
We have a tiny dragon now?
As the transformation completes, the orange glow fades away, and Terry seems to return to normal breathing, but seems to be heavily asleep. And with that, Nala looks at you and says, I would like to congratulate you on your transformed friend. I believe Terry is now a pseudo-dragon. He can...
Fuck yeah.
He can,
I'm a dragon!
it would seem that way, yes. He can also listen to your commands if he could not previously, and by the looks of these new claws that he's gained, he might be able to pack a punch every now and then as well.
I want one.
But please, before you get too excited, he's very tired now. I would recommend that you and your friends, you go and have a nice long sleep at the inn you're staying at, because Terry will also need it in order to get back to full power.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, will do.
Wait, so are we leaving Terry there, or can I take him with me?
You can absolutely take him with you.
Alright, I slowly put him on my my little bag, side bag that I have.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So
Carefully.
you do. So he is now about 1.5 times bigger than Gecko Terry was.
Oh God.
But he does still very much fit on your little pouch. And with that, Nala looks at all of you and says, "I am very glad that I could be of service."
Well,
I-
I'm a thinker.
I slip her 2 gold coins.
Do you try to do it sneakily or?
No. I
Okay.
just kind of.
Okay, all right. She says, "That's very kind, but it's okay. I have a great love for animals, and I must say, it's been good to, after so long not treating animals, that I can finally treat some again. And you feel like there's a quite sentimental history there, it seems.
Cora's like bawling, crying right now. She's like, thank you.
Okay,
So she's completely drunk and now very emotional.
it would seem that way, yeah.
Terry's gone from gecko to iguana size.
Pretty much. And so with that, you guys leave the Turner Off residence, and you make your way back together with Bryn towards the Cat Whiskers Inn, where Bryn greets you a good night, and then leaves himself as well as you guys enter the Cat Whiskers Inn.
Alright. Well,
Sleep.
let's head to our rooms.
It's
You guys sleep well,
bedtime.
take care of Terry. Okay, don't wake him up. But I know you guys would know that.
I don't wake him up.
It's bedtime.
So, oh,
Yeah. Terry, oh my god.
Okay.
right. So we just head to our rooms, I suppose.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So you'll take a long rest.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So everyone, you'll regain your hit points fully. You regain all your spell slots and everything else you might have used. Yeah. So, is there anything you guys like to do before going to bed or before waking up?
Sleep.
Okay.
No, actually, nah, I'm good.
Okay. Lark.
I'm hungover, so I probably
I'm
won't.
okay. I'd go to bed.
Okay. Zerks.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Okay. So with that, another night falls, and another morning rises.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. As you all wake back up again around 7:30ish, as the smell of freshly brewed coffee seems to be entering your room. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to head down and get myself a cup of coffee.
I
It is
would
late.
like to continue sleeping.
Okay.
That's what
I'm
coffee
gonna
is.
roll out of bed and just
Just don't.
go down. Just to vibe.
Look,
Okay.
Cora has been stayed up with all of your to like 2 a.m. She's hungover. All right.
Just sleep it off, dude.
Okay.
Well, I'll go head down. Get
Someone
myself-
bring her a glass of water later.
Yeah.
I
I'll
just
go
get going,
down.
Yeah.
Okay. So Zerks, Lark, Yuda, you guys all head down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So with that, you guys head downstairs, and as you do, it currently looks like people made a great use of the inn last night during the festivities, as most tables and chairs are like moved around into like a very disorderly mess, much more disorderly than it would normally be. And you can see Wayne kind of moving around, trying to put them all back where they were. As he sees you come down, he greets you and says, "I'll be right with you. Coffee is brewing on the bar. Please feel free to take a cup and some coffee. And I happen to also have some guests for you. They're waiting just in the corner over there." And he points towards the back of the room. And there you see Tony, Mary, Carl, and an unknown person sitting there.
Spooky man.
Is it
first
who I think it to be?
I first offered to help putting the chairs back.
Okay, all right. So upon hearing the offer, Wayne responds with, I mean, if you want to, yeah, sure. That'd be very helpful.
I'll just help him do that real quick.
Okay, all right. Make a quick
Enjoy the rest.
quick dexterity check. See if you can see how fast you do it.
Gets that one.
Where's
Breaks table.
Probably. I'll break tables. Wow.
Okay. All right. So it
Wait,
it takes you...
technically Wayne is helping him, so it should be
Sure, why not? It's moving tables. It'll be
It's moving
fine.
tables. We're just helping out.
Either way, you would have succeeded. It'll just take you a bit longer, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 minutes pass by as you quickly help Wayne move everything right, and he definitely really appreciates the help. So you guys all grab a cup of coffee and go join the others.
Yes.
Okay, Cora. At this point, you also wake up and you find no Yuda into the bed
what
opposite
the
of yours.
Fuck, where'd they all go? More importantly, where's Terry?
Terry is cuddled up
No,
Like
I
like
took
it,
Terry with me. No.
so Terry's currently cuddled up with you, but as you wake up, Terry also wakes up.
I kind of take Terry's space and I'm just like, you're a pseudo dragon now.
And Terry just seems to just almost like the same way that sometimes dogs tend to smile in a way. That's what Terry's doing now.
He just wags his tail.
Yeah, he's wagging his tail. He's kind of checking out his own wings, and he's like looking at his much more like thicker feet now. As you know, obviously, like his entire body structure changed into that of a pseudo dragon.
Oh my god, I love him.
And he's really happy. He's kind of like jumping all across the bed and like licking your face, and then jumping across the bed again, and that repeats a couple times.
All right. Wait. So what size is he right now?
So he's about now that you see him in the morning light, you'd say he's probably about 3 times as big as Terra originally was. So probably about a foot in length from nose to tail.
Can I get that in meters, please?
About 30 centimeters from nose to tail. And in height, if we don't count the wings, in height it'd be about from top of the head to bottom of the feet, 20 centimeters ish. And then if we count wings, it's probably about 40 centimeters. Yeah, he
big boy.
yeah he definitely got a lot bigger.
Kind of like a small cat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I kind of drawn it
so it's
a good reference of like size.
I love him. All right, so I just kind of I would gesture him to like come with me, and I head down as well.
So normally you would gesture him, and he would kind of understand he would come with you. Now you just think it, and he seems to already come with you.
All right, I still do it out of like habit.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. Okay, yeah. So with that, you guys also go downstairs, and you too smell the fresh brewed coffee entering your nose. And as you come down, you see Tony, Mary, Carl, and an unknown person sitting in the back of the room. You see Zerx and Lark and Yuda already downstairs having a sip of their coffee.
No, I got
Who the
chocolate
fuck
milk.
that?
Chocolate milk, right? And Cora, you come downstairs.
Who the fuck's that?
Some dude.
Well, there, in where I'm from, we don't say things like that. As the unknown figure turns around from the table, you can see his face now, and you see a male dwarf, probably about 35 in human years, but probably somewhere around 150 in dwarven years. He's got a nice, warming smile on his face. He looks very strong, and he's quite tall for a dwarf. There's bright blue eyes under a bushy set of jet black eyebrows, and there is a very large scar that just marks the base of his neck, like all the way around, from shoulder to shoulder.
Ah.
And with that, he says, "Like I said, we don't greet each other like that, especially not new people.
I'm sorry.
And sorry you better be. Now come and join us over here. We got some things to talk about." And with that, Tony stands up and says, "Ah, my adventurers, or should I say, the Golden Unknown. Please come join us."
I forgot that we were called that.
Honestly, same.
You'll always have a chance to change it, don't worry.
Cool.
Nah, it's fine.
I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee and sit down.
Yeah, I'm grabbing a cup of coffee, and I ask Wayne for a little bit of like food.
Okay, alright, so
Like a donut.
Wayne kind of nods and says, "Yes, there's some fresh buns, some croissants in the oven. I'll go get those now."
Croissant.
So yeah, so he darts off into the kitchen. And so with that, you all guys all grab a chair and you kind of get around the table. So Tony continues and says, "So there's much to discuss right now. I would like you all to meet Kobar Ainsworth, the quartermaster of the ship the Stair, the one you saw come into our harbor yesterday. But more importantly, he is the right-hand man of Elefane, leader of the Deadeye Republic."
Can you repeat all of that with spelling?
I'll send you
Type
guys
that
this.
out.
Yeah, I'll send you guys this stuff later. Don't worry.
Okay, because I can't even spell his name. It's like Kobar.
It's
Yeah.
Kobar.
Oh, I spelled it with a C.
Oh, is that Cobra Cutthroat?
Yeah. As far as you could tell by the scar and by his first name, you would guess so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What the fuck's that?
It was the envoy from the Dead Eye Republic. I'm pretty sure like they told me that when I was talking to them about the ship.
They did. Yes.
Yeah.
And so Kobar turns to all of you and says, "Well, howdy there, partners. It is good to meet y'all."
Nice to meet you.
Same.
The name's Zerx.
Hi.
All right, nice to meet you, Zerx. You look like a not very scrawny guy.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I like to exercise every now and then. I mean, I gotta stay in shape.
Right, I see. Well, that's good to hear. It's nice to meet y'all. Like Tony said, there's a lot to discuss, but I believe he also said that I was getting his best fighters, not a ragtag bunch of adventurers. Ain't that right,
I'm surprised
Tony?
at what we're capable of.
Right. If I got a penny every time I heard that, I would have 3 pennies.
Well,
So
right.
dumb.
I
Yeah.
suppose we'd have to prove ourselves at some point, but
But wait,
you're just gonna have to take our word for it for now.
right.
Or you know.
Let me guess. A monk?
Ah,
Right. And then let me guess. And he looks at you, Cora. A ranger. I mean, the bow kind of gives it away.
Ah, fuck. Yep.
And then he looks at Yuta. Now, if I ain't mistaken, that would be 2 hidden blades right there. So I'm gonna guess at a rogue.
No.
Right. We'll both pretend it's not the case.
Whoa.
All right, and then the last one. Now, if I got that right, is that an arcane focus over there?
Yeah.
All right, so
That's
sorceress
a
it
little sour.
is.
ding, 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 ding. 4 out of 4.
And so with that, he seems to be relatively confident of himself. And so Terry kind of feels excluded from the conversation, and he just jumps up on the table and just flaps his wings.
Dragon.
Whoa! All right. So a tiny little pseudo dragon. All right. What's this guy's name?
His name's Terry, baby. Come here, please.
Terry. That sounds like a solid name. All right. I like this guy. And he just puts out like his fist for a fist bump, and Terry just licks it.
Aww.
All right, but like I said, Tony, you promised me your best men. Are you sure these are the people? And before you start speaking, let's just put it to the test, shall we? And he throws a hot bun into the air that Wayne had brought in by now. He throws it into the air, and he says,
I
"Monk,
tell Terry
hit
to
that."
catch it.
So, okay, all right.
I throw a dart at it.
Okay.
Why did you punch it? You're gonna put a dart in the wall.
Okay, so, just for order's sake, so Cora, roll a,
You can say roll initiative.
no, it won't be initiative for a hot button, since it's not threatening you guys. Let me quickly...
Wait, are we rolling initiative to fight?
No. Don't worry, don't worry.
Watch this. Yo, I'm gonna throw my dart, and like this is gonna be the only time my darts let me down when I need to prove myself.
It'll be fine. So, Ruda, if you roll a d20 plus your proficiency, which is +2, I believe.
Oh, fuck. A D20 plus 2. Alright.
This is a bit serious music.
Rolling dice.
Yeah, for a butt,
21.
bro.
21.
We've been rolling really high.
Yeah.
And then, Zerx, roll a dart attack roll.
Let's see, where is it?
Okay. All right. So, as Kobar throws up the bun, Terry just makes one big flap, and just catches the bun with its mouth, like instantly, as a dart just like skims across his head and just goes directly into the wall at the back. Cobra looks at this happen and he says, "Whoa, all right then. The little pseudo dragon definitely passed. Wow. All right." And he throws up another bun, and again says to you, Zerx, "All right, hit that."
Watch my luck again. I rolled the same thing.
All right.
I mean, it's a passing roll to bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking like a difficult
Wait,
bun,
seriously.
right? But
Yeah.
It has a 20 attack.
Is it
Yeah,
DC of?
it's actually wearing studded armor, so
It's like
So-
burnt.
It's actually
It's
a
like,
magic bun
burnt
makes it
to a
move in
wrist.
midair.
yeah.
At that point, it's just a rock.
So yeah. So
Has
Zerx,
an
you
AC of 100.
it does. Zerx, you throw your dart and you just hit it straight in the middle, and the bun just skids off across the room. And Cobra says, "All right, okay."
This is wasting food.
Can I
We-
pick up my darts now?
I do not condone.
Yeah, you just get off the table
Like,
and
could
you
have been
go pick him
eaten.
up. He then throws up another hot bun, and Lark says to you, "All right, hit that."
Oh shit! Fuck. With what? Fuck. Hold on. I don't have any daggers. Fuck. I guess I'm casting
Thunder wave it.
spell on it. I don't have another option. Hold on. Let me look at
Message it, dude. Message it.
Message it like call it a little bitch. How would I
Just
message
fall
him
out
and
of
just, how
sky
would I
in
say-
fear.
how would I cast message on the fucking dude and say no? Literally, I have nothing here. Wait, here we go.
Why is he giving us ranged attacks? From
I
the
can use
wall? That's so
thaumaturgy.
ranged.
I'll do thaumaturgy and just like spike it.
Okay, all right, sure.
Because I can't.
Do you
I can't hit it.
roll a roll for that, or is that
It's just a cantrip,
Okay.
so I can cast it. You know,
Okay, right, that's
It
fair.
doesn't have a roll. It's just kind of. I cast. I cast thaumaturgy. I guess.
And which effect do you use?
I can't hit it, so I'm just sitting here like.
I mean, you are free, it is within melee range, so you are free to
Yeah.
just slap it out
so-
there.
Let's see. I can
Spike it down.
I
Spike it
can
with your middle
change the
finger. and
color
then-
of it. I'm gonna make it pink. It's just a pink bun.
No, spike
Okay.
it with your middle finger and then like do like
No.
fucking serve it to him.
So
Oh, big
as
big bun.
as he throws up the bun, and you just lock your eyes onto it, and just within a snap, it just turns completely pink, and it just drops back onto the table. And Cobra looks at it and says, "All right, okay, not exactly what I meant, but
I was like, I don't have any weapons on me. Sorry.
right. I mean, that sounds like a death sentence if you ask me. Anyway,
What
I
do you want me
mean,
to
she-
throw? A
She
whole-
could have thunder waved it, but you know, we don't really want people dying.
I pull up my great club. I'm like, do you want me to throw this? Like,
I mean, you could throw it, but I mean,
it
hit
wouldn't
it.
have done much.
I mean, hitting it would have been just fine. I mean, it's not like
You
it's
want me
far
to-
away.
I'm just gonna grab it with my bare hands. Like, nah. I'll just wave it off and be like, next.
Okay. And so with that,
Don't have any range spells that aren't like a radius of effect. Otherwise, I just fucking shock everybody.
with that he says,
Ugh.
"All right, okay, all right, fair enough."
Oh,
fair
I
enough.
don't say that. No, I'm saying that.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I'm not gonna
alright.
tell him my shit.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And then he throws up another hot bun, and he looks at you, Cora. Same thing. Hit it.
What do you mean?
Fuck.
Shoot it down.
Can I just throw like an arrow at it? Because I
You
don't
can
think a
throw an
longbow would
arrow.
work.
I mean, it'll be a disadvantage, but it could work.
Nah, I'm just throwing an arrow.
So if you're just
I
throwing
mean,
an
either
arrow,
way, your luck would fucking work the best.
yeah, I
Throw it
mean,
like a spear.
throwing an arrow, D20 plus Dex probably.
Alright, Dex plus 4.
Okay, all right. So
Bruh.
even
What
almost,
are with these rolls, bro?
I
I
don't.
don't know.
I spilled Coke all over myself at the start of the game.
Oh, that's why.
so he's grabbed the button and he just barely lets go of it as you grab an arrow out of your quiver and you just like throw it right in his direction and it just punctures the button and it just shoots off
Watch
into
me
the
get a nat one.
back wall and it just sticks there, Joing, and then just a bunch there. And Cobra looks amused, and he's like, "Oh my, all right, okay, I like that. I can definitely work with that. That's good." And again, hot bun goes up into the air. Yuta, he asks you to hit it.
Oh wait, what am I doing? Okay.
I like how he's testing our accuracy and like.
I'll throw a dagger at it. How do I throw a dagger at it?
I feel like shit
Do I
because
just
I
click
don't have
hold it?
any
I
range
click
things.
hold it.
Yeah, that works.
It's okay.
I mean, I guess it was within melee, so I could have just nabbed it.
Yeah, you could have done.
Yeah.
And so, Yuda, you as well. It goes up into the air, and you wait for the perfect moment where it's like right at its peak before it starts falling down again. You grab one of your blades that's hidden, and you just throw it right at it. And it just slices the bun through half as your blade disappears into the wall, and the two halves of the bun just flop down onto the table again. Wayne is in the distance, kind of looking with a frown because he knows he's going to have to repair those marks in the wall.
Ignore that.
But he's not saying anything of it. And so Kobar looks back at you, Yuda, and says, "All right, okay, all right, pretty good. All right." And he looks at Tony. "I reckon I could probably work with this. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all." And he throws 4 hot buns into the air.
Oh Jesus Christ!
As
Oh my god,
as what you guys have not seen before, none of you. He pulls a
I'm just gonna show off.
he pulls a what you presume is a weapon.
You have to
from-
roll now. You have to roll. You have to roll.
Yeah. I am going to. He pulls a weapon
Visibly.
from a holster
Visibly.
behind his coat, and what he pulls out is like it has a barrel and a handle and a trigger, and it's definitely not a gun, but it is a gun. And as he pulls
And I
it
get
out,
ready to catch any of the fucking buns that he misses.
okay, he tries to shoot all 4 buns in quick succession. Let's see. First one hits.
I want it.
Second one hits again. Third one hits. And the last one, the bullet just goes straight through, ricochets around the room, and goes back through the bun again.
What the
What?
fuck?
You did not
Okay,
roll publicly. I
I'm
don't
gonna
believe
get
that.
I'm leaving the room. Goodbye.
I'm like, goodbye, Mr. Texas Man.
I catch one of them. I want to catch one of the I'm catching one of the buns.
Okay, the buns, right? Not the bullets. Okay, all right.
I was like, you can do
I
both.
could catch the bullets.
You
I
can.
mean, you could use deflect missile on disadvantage for catching a really fast bullet.
Did I try this?
I mean, you can if
He's
you
gonna
want
get
to.
shot.
Fingers, God.
You absolutely can.
He's gonna get shot.
I'm gonna get shot. I'm not gonna try that. I'm not gonna try that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough. So yeah. So he does that, and he's definitely showing off. But
I'm
he's
leaving
just
the room.
he's just.
I don't like
okay.
him.
He's
Weird
just
flex, but
irking
okay.
He's just irking his own gherkin over there. I'm like, ha.
He is, and then he just sits down. He blows the barrel out of the gun just to get the smoke away, and he says, "Anyhow, let's
Before
just
he
get down
puts
to
it
the
away-
serious topic." Yeah.
Before he puts it away, I think it to Terry.
You what?
Tell, but like not, publicly.
Telepathy.
Like, how,
Terry.
yeah, telepathically.
Right.
I tell him to bring me the guy's gun.
Okay, you do realize that Terry is no longer that small that he could sneak around in places, right?
I know.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
All right.
Just,
So
just snatch it out.
okay. Roll a d20 plus stealth for Terry, and you.
My stealth, right?
Yeah. You can use your stealth.
Does anybody
Alright.
else want to call Texas Man McCree?
15.
15. Okay.
I don't wanna.
Yeah.
So, with a 15, Terry slides himself off the table, goes below the table. Let's have a look. All right, okay. And with that, Terry kind of sneaks onto like the chair that Kobar's on, and slowly with one paw tries to like push away the coat. As Kobar looks down and says, "Oh, hey there, little friend. You want to come sit with me? Okay, that's absolutely fine by me. I like you a lot."
Alright.
I don't like McCree.
I don't like McCree as well.
Look, listen, all right? I learned this 2 days ago. All right, give me a break. And so Cobra looks back at all of you and says, "Anyhow, let's get down to the serious topic that we need to discuss. Disappearing ships. Alright, so it started a few weeks ago. As some trade ships that were planned to arrive, they didn't. We sent some schooners out there to see if they might have lost their way. Actually, let me ask you, are any of you sailors?
I've sailed before,
I
not necessarily a sailor.
I raised my hand. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so he's kind of ignoring all the maybes, and he looks at Lark. Alright, okay, alright. And he says to the rest, he says, so a schooner is just like a small ship. It's got one mast, two sails. You know, it's not meant for any like firepower type of thing, but it's good for transport and good for trade. Absolutely. So we sent some of them out to see if they, you know, if these trade ships might have lost their way. It's easy to lose your way in the Fane Straits. However, of the 5 that we sent out, only 2 returned safely, with some tales that there was something weird going on. They heard whispers, they heard the tolling of ship bells, but no ships to be seen anywhere. No, sir. So, with that, made us suspicious. So we decided to send out a fleet of ships. 6 sloops, 6 schooners, 3 brigantines, and 1 man-of-war. Then we waited for them to return. And again, for those that are not sailors, sloops are smaller schooners. Brigantines are meant for fighting. They got 3 masts and lots of sails, a couple of guns on either side, but you know, they're still good for carrying up to 100 men, you know, from place to place or from battle to battle. Now, a man-of-war, that's a beauty. 40 guns either side, probably 300 men could easily fit on one ship. But they came back. Well, at least some of them did. It was a very misty morning, and at the sight of daybreak, the bells of the harbor started ringing. People gathered round, and it was a sight to behold. Gruesome and twisted sight to behold.
Oh, God.
The man-of-war and 2 sloops returned. However, there seemed to be no man left alive. God bless their souls, but every single crew member was tied up against the mast with several wounds on their body, and every single one, their throats were sliced.
So the ships did just came back by themselves?
It will definitely appear that way.
Does that happen? I kind of look at Lark with a questioning look. Because I definitely trust Lark more than the McCree.
You just it's stuck.
We're calling Kobar McCree.
Okay.
Excuse me while I Google boats, because I don't.
Okay, so yeah, so a sloop is like a
That's a fun name.
yeah, so a sloop is kind of like a bigger dinghy, right? It's not a rowboat as such. It's a bit bigger than that. It's probably about 20 feet in length.
If I get my own, I'm naming it Fruit Sloop.
Sure. And it doesn't have any guns in it, but it could easily fit up to 30 men on there. And it's usually meant for trade or for recon missions and stuff like that.
It's a pretty good size. Okay.
Yeah.
This is dark. Fun time.
And so then a schooner is a bit of a bigger ship, like a bit of an upgrade. It has an actual mast with like proper sails on it instead of just oars. It has 2 guns on either side, and it could fit, you know, maximum 50 men on it if you want a properly functioning crew, probably 30 men, in order to you know, captain this actual ship now. Then a brigantine has 3 masts, 6 sails in total, 10 guns on either side, and then it could probably house up to 80 people-ish, roughly, and it also still has the capability of having some paddles in case someone wants to row, to, you know, for extra speed or whatever, or extra turning power. Then a man-of-war, like Kobar said, 40 guns.
This is a big boy.
Yeah,
Bigamous. I know.
Yeah.
I know this. I have a diagram up here.
Yeah, so the man-of-war is like probably the biggest ship that any reasonable fleet could have. It's got
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, so it's got 40 guns on both sides, and again, yeah, a crew could range anywhere between 200 to probably 400 people at most. It's got 3 decks, and it's a very, very, very large ship.
That's a big ass boat.
That
It was
is,
a big
That
boat.
is a big boy boat.
yeah. So with that, so Cobra continues, and he says, a letter was attached to the forehead of the captain of the man of war, and it was not pretty, to say the least. And he pulls out a letter from his pocket, and as he opens it up, there seems to be a slight misty green glow coming off the letter.
Ew.
And then he proceeds to read the letter, and he says,
It's cursed.
Dear Eliphane, the time has come once more where I roam the seas, and once more where I will be the better pirate amongst the two of us. You sent a whole fleet of ships that were supposed to kill me, but instead, I slaughtered each and every one of them. Thank you for the few extra ships. You know, your men and women can now work on these ships for me. I look forward to whatever you send me next, but whatever it is, I will slaughter that too. I will continue to roam the seas until I have fulfilled my end of the bargain. Yours truly, Mather the Cursed Braxton.
Ghost pirate.
And with that, he finishes reading that. He rolls it up again and puts it back in his pocket. He says,
Yours truly, Davy Jones. I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. And so he continues saying, it truly was a horrible sight. We lost 872 good men and women in what we didn't even know was a battle. After that, well, we knew we could not do this by ourselves, so we decided to ask for some help from our friendly High Cliff neighbors. Ain't that right, Tony? And Tony he seems somewhat annoyed, but, you know, he's taking it for now, because he knows he'll get rid of Cobra soon enough.
Oh god, and we'll be stuck with him.
And so he continues saying, so, the job that, well, you guys, best men and women, are supposed to do is investigate what's going on and then come up with a plan on how to get rid of the evil that is stalking our bays. But before we do that, we need to sail back to Deadeye Bay so that you can all meet Miss Fane, because in the end, she'll have to approve of you guys, whether I do or not.
Alright.
What was the I'm not asking him, I'm asking the character. What was the big pirate boy's name? The scary one? The one that myrtled?
Mather the Cursed Braxton. I'll send it in chat as well.
Mather.
There you go.
Thank you.
And so with that, he just looks around at you guys.
Right. So, what do we do now?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this information.
Do we just... So, are we going now, or are we... When are we sailing?
Well, I'm glad you asked. If you guys decide to, well, accept this quest of sorts, then I'll see you all at 3 p.m. sharp at the docks. And then we'll sail out and be at the Deadeye Bay in 4 or 5 days from now.
I just kind of turn to the people, to you know,
The rest of the group. Yeah, sure.
The rest of the group, and I'm just like, see, I don't like him,
I don't either.
but why not?
I'm just gonna try not.
I have an idea.
Wouldn't it be like really funny if we like, you know, like, cause like, oh, I wrote a lot for this. We just like, no, we refuse to go on this mission.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
No,
Just take over his ship.
I turn to Cobra and I'm just like, how much are we getting paid for this?
Right, a reward. All right, okay. I mean, to be fair, I was not really trusting you guys if you didn't mention the reward, because in the end, you guys are just, you know, paid mercenaries at the best.
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
But to be fair, there is a reward in place. It is 10,000 gold pieces for the bastard pirate that thinks they can murder so many innocent people. If you capture the captain alive, that is. An additional 5,000 gold pieces for every single member of his crew that you also bring in alive. If they're dead...
Boys, it's time to stock up on rope.
If they're dead, and you bring them back, regardless of how many, will pay you 15,000 gold pieces.
I'm not
So
gonna
what do you say?
remember this.
Well, I have how much rope do I have? I have
I have 50 feet.
I don't know. I have like it says 10 hempen rope, but I don't know like what.
I have
10?
50.
What?
Hempen rope is, I think, 50 feet.
Yeah, hempen rope is 50, but why do you have 10?
Why do I have 10 of that? What?
Why? I think
I don't
that's
know.
probably.
It's probably wrong.
If I had to
I'll
guess,
take it.
it's.
I'll fucking take it. But...
Also, this is a very epic conversation that's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
B, you have one hempen rope, it's 10 pounds.
Okay. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong
The right
side.
side's away.
I'm looking at the wrong side. Okay,
okay.
big brain.
It happens. Big brain.
It's okay.
I'm like, why does it? Oh, right, yeah. It's because we don't use like the weight system, so I don't fucking
No, we
look at
don't.
that.
Nah, it just does. It fills it automatically.
Yeah.
It's more like, oh, okay.
Alright.
All right. Well, I like money, so.
Well, I really don't
Yep.
care for the money because it's kind of my thing. But
I
I
think
won't
that
mention
way
it.
you
I
can-
won't mention
Yeah,
it. I
money.
won't mention
Okay.
it.
No.
Here, I'll take your share of the payment.
No. And, like, half
Yeah.
of,
So-
like, part
so-
of my share I'll just give to fucking.
So you guys are
Charity.
currently you
I'll
you
give
guys
it
are
to Bryce and
currently
Anna.
right. Okay, but you guys are currently discussing this at the table, or
No.
Nah.
I'm not.
okay, okay.
I'm gonna buy my own boat with this shit.
Okay, well he's still currently looking at you guys, just waiting for an answer.
I mean, we'll do it.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
okay with it.
Eh.
Okay, all right. Well,
We need something to do after all.
Everybody's just like giving him very cold answers.
I suppose that's true. I suppose you can't sit still on your ass doing nothing. Either
Watch
way,
me.
thank you for your excitement. That's very kind. But maybe you're not as weak as I thought you were. And well, let's start sailing back to my beloved home country. I'll go tell the crew, and I will see you all at the docks
In the
at
next
3
video.
p.m. sharp. Thank you for your assistance, Tony. He says as he looks at Tony, and Tony responds, "It is barren to you." And Kobar just looks back and says, and just, all right, and then just walks out the door.
Okay, he's gone.
He's gone. He's out the door.
What a dickhead!
I'm gonna turn to Tony and be like, "Please tell me not everybody from the Deadeye Republic talks like that."
Wait, guys.
I mean, you're gonna encounter it a bit more, that's for sure. But not everyone does. It's there's some good people.
Okay, hear me out.
Dickhead. I
It's
don't
like,
like
they're
What if
not-
when we're on the boat, we just throw him off?
He's kind of strong though.
Yeah, if we all
Let's
work
fucking
together,
lock
we
him
can
in this
do
room.
anything.
I like how he's like, "I misjudged you" after we hit some buns out of the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't really a test of strength. It was more like, hey, can you aim?
I'm like, yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
Weird ass. I do not like him.
I don't like him either.
I think I just don't like the fact that he's a show off.
As Zerx, I do not like him. But if I were to be like any other character that like had a little bit more of a chaotic personality, I think I would like this guy.
Mm. Okay, all right.
It's a love-hate relationship.
So,
I
so
think-
whilst you all, exclaim over, this guy's a dickhead, Mary,
I'm kind of indifferent about him.
yeah, Mary kind of looks at all of you and says, "Well, look, his heart's in the right place. He has saved us a few times now already." And Tony responds with, "Yeah, I suppose you're right. Anyhow, how are the Golden Unknown feeling about this adventure?"
Oh wait, yeah, that's her name.
Pretty positive. I guess.
Not necessarily excited, but money's money, so.
I mean, I like Zerx gets excited for it because it's travel.
Hmm.
He gets
Okay.
to see more of it. It's like he's of course like he realizes okay this might be a dangerous mission, but it's like ooh, it
Okay.
spices the travel a little bit. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'd say Zerx is pretty excited.
Okay, so Tony responds saying, "Yeah, it's a lot of money, and I can understand it can be pretty daunting, and I can definitely tell that, pirate ships don't seem to be the favorite thing that you guys like to get involved with, which is fine. There's plenty of nice things here on the on the mainland that could be interesting. But nonetheless, I would very much appreciate it if you could help a friend, just the same way that you helped me.
Why, of course.
By the way,
Hmm.
Mr. Baron Man, Tony.
Yes, Mr. or Mrs. Halfling woman.
Bruh.
I have. Okay. I was pretty drunk last night,
Uh-huh.
so I don't remember everything.
Okay.
But I do remember talking
Mm-hmm.
to George
Yeah.
about something called the Society,
live in
and
a
the
society.
the marks that have been appearing. Do you know anything about that? Because I don't actually remember most of it, because I kind of blacked out from most of it.
Roll a perception check.
Perception.
Perception.
Fuck.
So, Tony looks at you and says, "Right, okay. Well, I'm sorry you don't remember. I'm afraid I don't know very much either. All I know is what I've been told by George, that there's signs popping up around the town, and according to him, the society is this pretty ominous group of people who are trying to get other people to do their dirty work. But just like George, I don't know what the end goal is of the society, and I don't know what has brought them to Highcliff."
They're the bad guys.
I mean, they haven't done anything bad. I mean, maybe that needs yet, but so far they seem to just be religious cultists that haven't done anything bad yet. I don't know how else to put it.
Ew, cold. Alright, well, thanks, I guess.
Of course, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that,
Alright, what time is it?
it's currently probably about 8 a.m.
Alright,
Let's just enjoy our coffees, shall we? Before we
I'm going to Athena.
Okay,
Athena.
I just go take a seat.
Althea?
Head out.
Althea, yeah.
Althea, there we go.
Athena.
I'm big dumb. Althea, yes.
Okay, so before you all do that, Tony says, "Well, I wish you all the best of luck, especially traveling with that
Dickhead.
not my words. And I'll make sure to, together with Mary, of course, that we wave you off later on when you sail off into the distance onto a new adventure that hopefully will become more exciting as it progresses." And with that, he stands up. Mary stands up. Mary says thank you once more. And Carl, who's been sitting quietly the whole conversation.
Fuck, Carl was there.
Yeah, no, he was there. He also stands up, and they all three of them, all three of them walk out the door.
Oh, I have a love-hate relationship with Carl.
I just want to get this, I just want to get this money so I can get the fruit sloop. It's my goal now.
Okay.
I'll
Alright.
sail however many seas.
Sure.
I want to go to Althea.
Okay. All right. So yeah, easy enough. You head over to Market Square, and there you find Althea Gemblossom, the baker that you had previously spoken to and bought several goods from. And again, the market stall seems to be filled with new, fresh cupcakes and cookies and little buns and croissants and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Althea!
Ah, hello, my most prestigious customer. How can I help you today, Cora?
Hi.
Hi.
So, me and my crew,
Right, yes.
got a quest to,
Oh, that's exciting.
sail the seas.
Ah, okay. That sounds
And I
very
was...
dangerous.
It's okay, I guess.
I'll take it you haven't been much on the sea, have you?
No, not really. I've sailed once or twice, but not a big fan. Not a big fan. I
Okay.
guess you could say. Anyways, I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
if you had any goods that I could bring with me for a little, sweet time on the sea.
Okay, all right. No, of course. I'll be very happy to sell you some more of my goods. I would like to give you a tip. If you're going out on the sea, just make sure you keep your goods protected, and make sure that they don't get wet and that they are not left out in the sun, because they'll dry out really fast or they'll become moldy, and nothing is nice when it's moldy. So,
Over.
yeah, she says that. She says, all right, what would you like to buy?
What do you have?
Well, so today I have a little bit less cupcakes. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
I have some chocolate chip cookies. I also have some chocolate chip cookies with some hazelnuts inside them. I have some chocolate croissants, and I have some I have some normal butter croissants.
Alright.
And I have some normal hot buns. I also have some, what I believe they call in the Gunpowder Peaks on the archipelago. They call this, and I'm going to mess up the pronunciation, but they call it Kaiserbrötchen. It's very nice. It's kind of like a hot bun, but as a kind of more in a star shape.
Is that a Dutch word? Justin, can I get a translation?
That's a Dutch thing. It's a pun.
There's a Dutch word that says
Keizerbroodje.
Is dat? Ik heb nog nooit een keizerbroodje
It's a roll with like a little
Never heard
star
of
on the top.
Okay, well, Justin's a degenerate. Anyways.
I'm not a Dutchie, okay?
Fair enough.
I googled it. It's a bun with a star on the top.
What the fuck zijn keizersbroodjes?
Again,
Teun, volgens mij zit Teun nu in de fucking chat.
Yeah.
Wat is een keizersbroodje?
He'll explain. Anyways, so she has all of that available for you.
It is a wheat bun.
Alright, I want, what do I want? I am kind of tired of cupcakes. I want something new. Give me, I want croissants.
Okay, all right. I've got 6 normal butter croissants, and I've got I've got 4 chocolate croissants.
Alright, I'm gonna take all 4 of the chocolate ones. I'm gonna take 2 butter ones and give me whatever the Dutch word is.
Oh, those.
Yes,
That's what they're called.
those. Yes.
I don't know what they are, but I'm just gonna take it because you
I'm
know
sending
what?
it in images.
Dat is gewoon een fancy wit bolletje.
I'm sending it in images.
According to
Oh,
Google,
it's those
it's a
things.
bun.
Alright,
It
I'm
is-
taking those.
It is indeed a
Those are
bun.
great. Those are great for making
I like how you post the
sandwiches.
buns right underneath some other buns in the chat.
Yeah. So you buy all those things together. How many croissants do you get?
I get 6 croissants.
And then how many of those are chocolate croissants?
4.
4. Okay, so 2 butter croissants and 4 chocolate croissants.
Yes, and then I guess I'll take 5 buns because it's bread and
Okay.
it's nice.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I have that.
So with that, that would run you about 3 silver pieces.
All right, I have that. I
Okay.
give her 3 silver pieces.
Okay. All right.
Actually, no, I'm gonna give her 4 silver pieces because I'm nice and I love her.
Okay. All right. She takes the 4 silver pieces. And says, I'm afraid you've given me one too many.
Nice, fine, you can have it.
Ah. Oh, okay.
I
all
just
right.
imagine like some like small. Keep the change, sweetheart.
I looked up the bun you guys were talking about. In English, it's called a Kaiser roll.
Oh, Kaiser roll. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
I didn't
so-
either.
I didn't know it like had a specific name. I just always
It
I just
did,
call
yeah.
it. You know,
They're
ik dacht wel
German
een
and they're
wit
fucking
bolletje was.
amazing.
It's just
Het
yeah,
is toch
they're
gewoon een
made
wit
in
bolletje. Het ziet er
Austria.
gewoon fancier uit.
Shut up.
That's it, right?
No, it's
It's
not.
just that.
They're special, okay? Anyways.
What's this?
It's not about fancy white buns.
It's a fancy white bun.
Okay, so, she says, all right, okay, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So, are you headed off to the archipelago?
Am I? I guess yes. Yes.
Just nod along.
Okay, so with that, she says, right, well, if you're ever in the Deadeye Bay, I might be there at some point, because I do travel around to make sure that I sell my goods in other places as well.
Yes.
And with that, she is kind of just waiting to see if you're going to buy more stuff or if that was it.
I guess that's it.
Okay.
Wait, how long? Oh, it's 5 days on the sea. Actually.
But you reckon that
I'm keeping the...
just goods like baked goods will last you 2 days before they'll go stale.
All right, I'm sharing those then. All right, yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. So is anyone doing anything else whilst this is going on?
I want to go to the market and buy some daggers because I left mine all at the Baron's place.
Okay. All
Is
right.
mine still in the wall?
It is. Yeah. It's currently still.
Can I reach it?
Oh yeah, wait.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I didn't.
Oh shit! I want to go out
my
and get some more darts.
arrow.
Actually, I want to get more
All right,
darts.
Okay.
I'm
Well.
going back and taking the arrow with me.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll go in order. So you can easily grab your dagger and you sheath it again. Is there anything else you're doing?
Nah.
I think you're just gonna chill with your cup of coffee.
With food. I want food.
Okay, yeah. So again, the hot buns and the non-fancy white buns, the Kaiserbrötchen, are brought into onto your table, and they smell lovely. Like it smells like Wayne is an incredibly good baker. And yeah, they're all just presented to you, and there seems to be no charge for eating them, so you go nuts. All right, so Lark, you want to go buy more daggers?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay, so you'd reckon that the Dumblebottom Smiths would have some daggers?
I went there with Zerks. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you go there.
Yep.
Okie
Waddle on
dokie.
in. Not waddle, walk.
As you waddle
don't
across the street.
I like Zerx and Lark are.
Wait, my pony! I
Oh,
have
yeah.
a pony!
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have a pony.
I wanna ride the wagon on boots there.
Pointy.
Okay. All right. So,
Do I walk? Do I walk along?
You
if
can
you're going
get
the
in
same
cart.
direction.
Yeah, because we're going. I'm going to the same place where we got the darts from.
Okay. All right.
You-
So
you
yeah.
can-
Even some more darts.
You can ride the pony, or you could sit in the cart too.
I'll hop into the cart with you.
Okay, I was like, you're gonna ride the horse in front of me. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
No,
the both
with
of
my
you,
luck now, it'll probably just throw me off.
So the both of you make your way towards the Dumblebottom Smiths, and as you arrive there, you park your horse, and you tie him up to one of the poles that's outside, and you head inside, where again you hear the clanging of metal on metal as you see Frederick Dumblebottom, the guy you'd seen earlier. This dwarven male in probably his late 90s. He's still pretty young compared to late 90s dwarven. Dwarven
Frederick
age.
Dumblebottom.
That's the one. And so as you guys come in, he sees you come in, and again he takes the piece he's working on and he puts it back into the oven, and he says, "All right, what can I help y'all with?"
Hi, Frederick. How you doing?
"I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?"
I'm doing pretty swell. Can I get some more darts from you, friend?
"Absolutely, you can. Just how many would you like?"
How many did he go for again?
They would go for, let me have a look, silver piece per dart.
A silver piece per dart. You know what? I slide him three golds.
All right. I mean, I'm afraid I don't have that many darts for you, but I have about 22 if you like those.
Yeah, I'll take them for 3 gold.
They select that.
Okay. All right. So yeah, no, that's I can deal with that, absolutely. And he gives you the 22 darts. And
I love
you
how
give
we're
him the 3
paying
gold.
everyone way more than.
I know you guys are very generous.
No,
You guys
because
are
like,
very, very
okay, so
generous.
usually like from what I've read about like D&D, like it's you can use it to like do stuff like investing in like you can like actually do stocks and shit in D&D stocks, but like in my like I can say for my case I'm not gonna do that because the monk does not do that shit. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'll take what I can use, and I only get like the amount that I feel like I'm gonna need.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
So okay, yeah, that's that. And I ask him again about the axes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So he looks at you and says, I'm afraid that I've sold out of them by now, but if you wait, probably when's the next shipment coming in? Probably 2 weeks from now. I'll have some more.
Well, if I'm back alive by then, I'll be sure to get some.
All right. Well, if you're headed off, I wish you the best of luck in the world.
Thank you, Frederick, and I slide him another gold piece.
All right. So just slide him another one. It's his lucky day today. He just takes it. He doesn't complain. And then he looks at you, Lark, and says, "So, what can I help you with, little missy?"
I'm gonna go for something similar to him. I'm gonna get as many daggers as possible.
As many daggers as possible. All right. Well, they'll run you about 5 silver pieces per dagger, right?
Okay.
They're nothing fancy, but they're functional and they're sharp. So I've got about let's have a look here, and he rummages through all of his stuff, and like he's not very organized. As he's looking through, he's like, I've got about let's see. Oh, there's another one there. Oh, and another one over there. All right. So I've got about 6 daggers for you.
Sounds perfect. Then how many silver did you say each were?
5 silver pieces per dagger, so it'd be 3 gold.
Okay. I'll round up by a lot and give him 5.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this guy is just, you know.
Wait,
Dagger.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Could I also go, like, look around for some weapons as well? Because I want a flail.
Sure. I'll get to you in just a second.
Yeah.
So Lark, with that, you get the 6 daggers, and yeah, it's like he said, they're not exactly very pretty. Their blades are a little bit
I'm
curved.
gonna throw them anyway.
Okay. All right. Wait, are you gonna throw one?
No, I said they're
Okay.
for throwing anyway.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. All right.
You're gonna throw one at Frederick.
No. I tip him and then I just throw him.
Look, I would not be surprised if you guys would throw them. All right. Okay. So you take them, and they're now yours. And with that, he looks at you both and he says, "Anything else I can help you guys with?"
Nope, that was all. Thank you so much, Frederick, once again.
All right. Okay.
I don't think there'd be any magic items here.
No, you don't think so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
No, as we walk out, Bex. God fucking damn it!
Yeah, no, he's just silent. He's like,
Damn it! Why couldn't
all
you
right,
make him Dutch for
have
me?
a good day.
Why couldn't you make him Dutch for me?
Who knows? Maybe in the future.
Ooh, that's cool.
You'd assume the Dutch dungeon master would allow at least a Dutch thing to go through.
I mean,
my head.
currently you guys are in a small town. Who knows what will happen if you guys were in a big city?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, can I find? Oh, I can find people that speak Celestial.
Okay, Cora, you move kind of from place to place, and it takes you a while before you find
I also want the pet shop for Terry.
the pet shop. Okay, they don't have a dedicated pet shop in a small town. You could go to the stables and see if they got anything.
Yeah, I'll go there later, but first I want weapons.
Okay, all right. So as you look around, you at some point find Dumbbottom Smiths, and this is after Lark and Zerx have already been there. And again, you hear the clanging of the metal on the metal, and as you go in, you see a strong-looking dwarven male in his early 30s in human years, and it just looks like he's really enjoying what he does. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. It's like, hi, hello.
Oh God! All right. Yeah. Hi. Hello. How are you today? And then again, he takes the sword he's working on and he puts it back in the fire.
Hi. Sorry to bother you.
It's not a problem. I am open.
I'm looking for some weapons. A flail or a war pick to be exact.
All right. I mean, those are some pretty specific weapons, especially for someone of your
Hi. Thanks.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you said it, not me. I'm afraid I have neither of those things. But I mean, if you go to a bigger town, they'd probably have it there, yeah.
What weapons do you have?
Well, now you're asking the right questions. So, pay attention, I've got a hand axe, I've got a light hammer, I have a sling, I have a longsword, a trident, and a long bow.
Ooh, a trident. Or a light hammer, huh?
I want to try
Huh.
it.
I kind of want a light hammer.
Okay. All right.
How much does it go for?
It goes for. I was prepared. I promise. It goes for. Let's have a look. A light hammer goes for 2 gold pieces. Oh, I had it in the fucking table. I didn't see it. Okay. Yep. 2 gold pieces.
I don't want a flail though. You know what? Nah, never mind. I'm good.
All right.
Manage.
That's fine. I'm sorry I couldn't satisfy your needs.
It's fine. By the way, do you got any arrows?
I do have some arrows, yep. A silver piece per arrow.
Alright, I slip him 1 gold.
Okay.
Or 2 gold, actually.
2 gold?
2
Okay.
gold.
He gives you 20 arrows.
For the arrows now, bitches!
I got
Okay.
37 darts. Let's go. No, wait. I got 42 darts, bro.
Alright.
I still have the
And
5
then-
poison darts from the cave.
Yeah, that's true.
Hell yeah. And then I want to go to the stable to see if I can get something for Terry.
Okay, alright. Yuda, are you doing anything in the meantime?
I want a trident.
Swear. So
I want a
ominous.
trident.
I want
Okay.
the pitchfork.
Okay, so Rudolph
I
goes.
don't know if I can though. I don't know if my class allows tridents.
You could still have it, but not
Yeah.
have proficiency.
Yeah,
I can have a trident.
you could. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be the ultimate pirate.
So let's have a look for trident. Let's have a look. So yeah, so I mean, it still has the versatile trait, but at the same time, a rogue is generally not someone that would carry a trident. Yeah, you could still have it. It just won't be at proficiency. So.
It's very tempting.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want, you can head over to the Dumb Bottom Smiths.
Yeah, I'll go.
Steal it!
All right.
Just steal the trident.
So you head over there, and again, you hear the hammer clanging away at a sword, and you come in, and this time, Frederick notices you, and he says, "Ah, hello there. All right, what can I help you with today? I've got a lot of customers today."
Like a lightweight, easy move stuff.
Lightweight, easy to move. All right. Well, I've got a light hammer, I've got a sling, or I got a trident.
How much for the? I think I already have a sling. So how much for the trident?
This trident here, and he pulls out a trident from one of the closets, and it looks quite nice. It's as a trident would be. It's nothing special, but it's not ugly or anything. And he says, "This one here, it will cost you about 5 gold coins."
That's surprisingly very cheap.
Well, that is mainly because these are mostly meant for throwing, not really stabbing. But you could stab with it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, are you just taking one?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well,
There's
make
more
sure not
than
to.
one.
He does have more than one, yeah.
No, just
Pick the
one.
prettiest one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I want the
Cool.
prettiest one.
I mean, they're all pretty much the same. You can definitely tell this guy does not do pretty. He does functional.
That's
Ooh.
boring.
I have a plan. Let's find like an NPC that we can creep out the most. Next blacksmith that we meet, like buy a bunch of weird shit like whips. Like only whips. And just like a bunch of them. I don't know. Just give them out.
A group of people comes in. Yeah, so can I have a whip and a blindfold?
We all have to come in as a group and get a bunch of them and then leave and then come back like a few days later for them again.
Right. So you buy the one trident. He says, "All right, it's been good doing business with you. Just make sure not to throw it, because if you lose that one, you got none left."
Yeah.
Yeet.
Cool.
Okay. All right. With that, you just silently walk out.
Yes.
All right. Good day to you too. And he just starts smacking the hammer away again.
I actually
okay.
spent money, guys. Are you proud of me? I didn't steal it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did not see
stonks.
it. That's very
My
true.
petty crime days are over for now.
So with that, you guys have all spent the afternoon, or spent the hours in the morning, gathering up some things, buying some things. Where we'll now take a very quick break to quickly allow for a pee break for the pee man.
Yes!
And we'll be back
Make
in
me a song,
less than
I'm
5 minutes.
He-Man.
Oh, shut.
All right, we'll see you guys all in 5 minutes.
Oh god. Oh no.
Right,
I
So
got
we're not
so
quite starting
scared.
just yet, but we're here to chat with y'all. So
Excited.
I have a vase full of like dead flowers, but they're still pretty, and it's kind of fell and it scared the shit out of me. Hi, hello.
okay, that's the story of that, I suppose. Yes.
I don't know who keeps dead
Croissant,
flowers on
croissant.
my desk.
Very high IQ talk we have here.
This is probably the most active Twitch chat I've ever seen. Like even Ninja doesn't pull these kind of numbers.
That's
I'm back, I have
cool thingy.
sandwich.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
Okay.
Why
Yeah, the Stones
did
Predicament, that's one of my friends. He we were actually planning when you're streaming. Well, now we're streaming now.
Yeah.
Represent, yeah, dude. So both Darren and Marimu are friends of mine. They're both Dutch.
Hello, Justin's friends.
Darren
Thank
is
you
someone
for joining
I
in.
was planning on playing D&D with at some point, like for like an actual set.
But then
but
I
we
was
never
cooler.
managed to meet up.
Right. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Ew, Dutch
Okay.
people.
So with that,
Jesus.
Lithuania.
Well,
Shut the fuck up.
from now on, we'll make sure that the break time is a bit more interactive.
Yes,
So every
we'll
time
be
we stream
sure
from now
that,
on,
yeah.
we'll do a bit different.
Y'all
But
are gonna hear the crackhead hour.
as everyone gathers their thoughts back into the wonderful mystical world of D&D, you all have spent some good hours in the morning gathering all your stuff. Cora, you went over to the stables where you found that they don't have anything specific for a pseudo-dragon because it's a very specific animal. But they can kind of like reform a nose plate that they would normally put on a horse. They just make it a lot smaller, and then they kind of tie it around Terry's like chin, and so he's got a little nose plate on his nose, which makes him look a little bit cooler, but it doesn't necessarily add any armor.
Does it make it uncomfortable to wear? Is it
No,
uncomfortable to wear for him?
no. It's a very soft leather strap, and it's kind of like a soft. Well, I say soft, but it's a more bendable metal that's kind of like molded around his nose.
Here, do you want it?
Uh,
Does he want it?
he
He
seems
wants
to be
it.
excited about it. Yeah.
He wants it. Yeah, I'm taking it.
All right. Okay. So yeah. So you take
How
that.
much for that?
So that would run you about 5 gold pieces because they had to like custom make it for you.
That's fine.
Okay. So with that, you all gather back up again at the inn, and you start heading towards the beach. As it's starting to near 3 p.m. now, and Kobar mentioned that you guys should be at the port at 3 p.m. And whilst you're on your way to the beach, a bit more towards the outer side of town, where there's a bit more alleyways and a bit more smaller houses, like not necessarily slums, but definitely the more common people live here. And in one of those alleyways, you again see a dark, cloaked figure.
I'm chasing after him again. Or them.
Spooky
Okay,
man.
Sure. Make a athletics check. to see if you can
Fuck's
chase him.
sake.
Watch it be McCree. Just being a little shit. He was like, "Hi, I do fool."
It's a 7.
So as you try and take off, you kind of like slightly like sprain your ankle a little bit.
Oh, ouch.
And you kind of just like start to hop over in that direction, and as soon as you do, this cloaked figure turns around and just walks off into the alleyway. The thing you do see is that on his shoulders, where there would normally be something like shoulder pads or something, there are the skulls of ravens.
Huh?
So there's skulls of ravens making up the shoulder pads of this cloak that this guy's wearing.
Alright, Raven Boy.
Birdman.
It's Raven Boy.
Birdman.
Birdman.
Okay.
Sing me a song, I'm Birdman.
So with that, do you guys just keep moving, or?
Are we not
Yeah.
gonna hunt down Birdman?
I mean, we can. I want to hunt out Raven Man.
I mean,
Raven
he's
Boy.
watching us. Let's
What
go
time
get
is it?
Okay. All right. So you guys will chase him?
Wait, what time is it?
Yeah, it's like 10 to 3.
You know what? Fuck McCree, let's go.
Okay.
So you guys are chasing him?
It's
Yeah.
really a good idea. We need to be heading out
Yes.
in like by then. I don't think we should.
I mean, you can go. I'm chasing after him again.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'm interested. I am intrigued.
I'm with Cora. I'm Curioso.
I guess we
then I'm
gotta
joining
go
in. I
with.
guess everyone is going.
All right. I mean, like I said, you guys don't have to all go together. You guys can split up if
Yeah.
you want.
That sounds like a time.
So Zerx, are you also joining them, or are you splitting off?
I'm joining.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. All right. So with that, you guys all head into the alleyway that you last saw this figure. Seems to be nothing there. It's bright daylight. There's no shadows to hide behind, and you just see 30 feet from where you're standing, from the opening of the alleyway, you see a dead end.
Bitch!
I didn't even say that. I thought you were gonna say we see Birdman. I was about to point at him, use message, and call him a bitch.
No, you just see a dead end. There's some boxes and things stacked up, but just a dead end.
I look behind the boxes.
Okay, so you walk all the way to the end, and you look behind the boxes. There's nothing behind the boxes. They're stacked up against the wall.
Bitch ass.
Let's go to the.
Alright.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, let's see.
Mr. Birdman. Birdman
Zerx.
man.
Make a perception check.
Where's my perception?
Perceive, boyo.
Perception.
Okay.
16.
So as you'll start heading back, Zerx, you're the last one to turn around, and you see in the distance, just on top of one of the roofs that kind of like meets the wall, you see a raven sitting there.
Birdman.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. I
Oh.
turn back and I walk along.
Okay.
I walk along.
Okay, you don't share it with the group.
I mean, it's a fucking raven. How common are they here?
You've seen him before.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna.
Okay, all right. So with that, you guys move back onto the road. As you progress down to the beach again, the cliffs start towering up on either side of the path. As you, at some point, start feeling the soft sand beneath your feet as you move towards the harbor district. You see a large ship that you now know is a brigantine with several masts and several sails. It's got 2 decks, so it's got the top deck and the middle deck. And you can see in the distance, you can see Kobar standing on the back end of the ship, behind the steering wheel, shouting commands and things.
Excited.
Okay, so you guys walk up to the ship and just go, "Saw, dude."
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So as you guys walk up there, and you each go, So, dude.
Fuck.
Kobar kind of looks down and says, "Oh, good. All right. So, you guys know how to read the sun to determine the time. That's good." And you just hear the crew laughing. I'm just messing with y'all. Please, come aboard.
I give him a dirty look.
Okay.
On board.
This is gonna be a long ass trip.
Okay, alright. He does not notice your dirty look. Okay, so with that, he kind of jumps down these steps back onto where you guys are boarding in the middle of the ship. And he just comes really close to you guys, a bit closer than you'd find comfortable.
Personal bubble.
And he says, "Right, y'all listen to me, yeah? You're now on my ship, which means you follow my commands. Is that clear?"
Right.
No.
Don't say that.
Did you just say no?
No.
Alright, that's what I thought. Now, seeing as that we're all in agreement, let me introduce you to some of the crew. And he just puts 2 fingers in his mouth and he just whistles. And he says, "Eileen, Hartwell, Channing, and Dolly, get your asses over here." And there's 4 people coming your way, of which one of them has a dark cloak and skulls of ravens as shoulder pads.
Birdman! Raven Man!
Little goth bitch.
I scream at him. I literally screamed that at him.
Okay, alright. He looks at you and he says, "Right." And Kobar takes over and just says, "No, he's not a raven, man. He has the nickname the Grim Reaper."
Oh.
This bitch
Isn't that
has been
just
following
settled?
us around.
Wait.
This bitch has been following us around.
And
I'm
Kobar...
pretty sure ravens are usually bad.
we have Reaper and McCree from Overwatch now.
I did not think of that when I was making these characters.
This makes me so angry.
So Kobar looks over to the Raven Man, and he says, "Channing, have you been following around these lovely people?" And he just looks at Kobar and says, "Yes."
Gross.
And Kobar
I want to
says,
sneeze on
At least
him.
he's honest.
Yeah.
and Kobar says, "Right, okay, well, just stick to, getting the last one on board an enemy ship and killing everyone after that, eh?" And
Who's this man?
and Channing just nods. So as far
Every
as you
time
can
you
tell,
say Channing, I think of Channing Tatum.
so was I when I was creating these characters. It's fine, okay? Just imagine Channing Tatum, but as an emo, alright? And so with that, Kobar looks back to the other people that have joined you. So there's a female human, a male elf, a very rough-looking half-elven woman, and then there's Channing, which is also a male human with a grey mustache and hair.
He's a fucking wizard. He's a fucking wizard.
You can also see that Channing is wearing a necklace which just has maulers on it, which you presume are not his.
Excuse me?
And so Kobar looks at the female human and says, "Well, I'd like you all to meet," and before he can even finish his sentence, the female human goes, "Eileen Blunderbuss Zell. All right, how are y'all?"
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. What can I call you all this fine day?
You could call me Zerx.
All right, darling, I'll definitely call you Zerx.
Put my hand out to shake.
And she grabs onto it. She seems very jolly, and she shakes it, quite hefty.
Nice to meet you, Eileen. Jeez, that's quite the hefty handshake.
Nice to meet you too, Zerx. And yes, that is a good handshake, because good handshakes mean good people.
Fuck.
I suppose.
Alright.
All right, and the rest of you, what should I call all you, darlings?
Hi, I'm Cora, and I don't. I keep my hands to myself.
Social
Wait,
distancing.
Okay.
Can you describe Eileen again?
So, Eileen is a female human. She looks very jolly and friendly. She's about 6 foot tall, and she's like she's like a boulder of a woman, right? She's got she's got almond brown eyes.
She's just
that,
as tall as me.
That spark.
Could throw me.
Yeah, she then those eyes spark very brightly if she's talking to people.
She pretty? Because I
she
can't
likes.
like. Is she
Yeah,
pretty though?
yeah, she's pretty pretty. Yeah.
New crush.exe. I'm into it.
Okay. And so.
I'm staying loyal to Althea.
Okay. All right. So
Eileen is new wife.
Eileen looks at you,
Cora's
Cora.
not a whore for chick. She's a whore for cupcakes, bro.
So Eileen looks at you, Cora, and she says, "All right, there, little missy. That's absolutely fine if you don't want to shake hands. I do hugs too." And she just walks over and she gives you a big hug. And she is strong.
She's
I wanna go
twice the
home.
size of she's literally twice the size of me.
Yeah, she picks you up and she hugs you and she's strong. And then she just
I can't breathe.
and with
I'm just
like,
gonna hide behind Zerx.
I like
Alright.
her.
roll a
like
stealth
her a
check,
lot.
Yuta.
Stealth
Cora,
check.
Cora, she almost very gently puts you down, much more gentle than you would have expected, and she says, "I like you very much, you know, because it's not about size, it's about the skill that you have inside of you. All right."
All right.
Okay, all right. And she stands back up again, and she's kind of looking around, and she's like, "Weren't there just 4 of you just then? Or am I going crazy?" Let's have a look. Oh, natural one. Okay.
I was invisible.
Yeah, she has no idea where you went.
I literally just stepped behind him and disappeared.
Then Zerk just step aside.
Yeah.
This woman deadass makes me think of like my aunt a little. Just like a little Southern belle, but like could throw you, you know?
Damn it. Now you know my reference. God damn it. But yeah, and then she just looks at you, Lark. She says, "All right, what's your name?"
I'm Lark.
Well, Lark, it's nice to meet you. I'm Eileen Blunderbuss.
Blunderbuss.
Wait, how do you spell her name, by the way?
It is Eilleen.
E-I-L-L.
No. Eilleen.
What was the rest of that? Blunderbuss what?
Zell,
Sorry,
so Zell.
Cool. Hello and welcome to I Will Be Lark Zell one day.
I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting that people in other countries say Z instead of Z, and
Yeah,
it's like, what the heck is
I
Z?
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, sorry.
Ew.
I'll dumb it down a little bit. It's fine.
I don't have the stupid Americans.
I may have square brain, but I have patriotism.
All right, we got to fix that.
Okay, and so with that, Cobra says, "All right, well, seeing as y'all are friends now, allow me to introduce you to our surgeon, Dr. Hartwell Stanley, and this male elf, pretty tall as well, 6'4", very scrawny though, like definitely not strong or anything. He looks really serious, and he seems to be like in his late 50s and in human years. And as he looks at you earlier, it's very nice to meet you all.
Oh my
He's a
god.
vampire.
I've come to suck your blood. I mean, I am here on the boat with you guys to.
What was his name again?
Hartwell Stanley.
Oh, that.
Mm.
That is a vampire if I've ever seen one.
And so he looks at all you and says, I cannot do this, however, and I will not shake hands because I'm just not that social.
He respects
I
social
give him a fist.
distancing.
I give him a fist.
The
bump.
only contact I have with others is when my teeth are in their necks.
and he looks at all of you and he says, however, if any of you ever are hurt, then the tormentor will gladly help you.
Oh, that's just
What?
lovely.
It seems like his nickname is the Tormentor.
Edgy.
Yeah, look.
Man, this is a whole
Something
gang of
like
a
that
bunch of
from
emos.
one of these.
These are some real emo pirates.
Yeah, they have.
So we have an emo, fucking Vladimir looking ass, 6'4" emo.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the last woman that's in the row, which is a rough-looking half-elfin woman, lots of muscle, right? Like it really defines her body, and she seems to just be swinging a cutlass, just being between both of her hands, just swinging it around her body without any effort whatsoever.
So she could throw me too.
It's not that kind of muscle. It's like it's very lean. Like she looks very lean, as if she can jump from place to place really easily. Yeah, it's not like bouldering. It's not like a bouldering type of muscle. And she looks at Olio and says, "Well, just don't get in my way whenever I'm getting my first kill on the enemy
I
boat."
thought she was normal.
I like her.
We had hope for you.
The kill thing like really set Cora like I like her.
I like her.
And she introduced herself as Dolly Griffin, Dolly the Slayer Griffin.
I love that.
Dolly.
It's just like the most innocent name, and then she's like, "I will kill you."
So,
It's Cinderella, dude.
so
This is where our D&D session turns into a fucking dating sim, bro.
Yeah.
could do. I mean,
I
anything's
call
possible.
Eileen. I call her.
I call
Okay.
Dolly or the Raven Boy.
I don't
Okay.
think I'm allowed to
All right,
call
so-
anyone.
Very
I'm not gonna
interesting.
go out of my way to fucking.
So, as you all get introduced to one another, Cobra says, "Well, these are my most trusted folks, and if you need anything, just don't be afraid to ask any of them. Well, maybe be a little bit afraid of Channing, but he's a nice guy. He's usually the one that after we board a ship, he how'd you say that? He goes onto that ship, and anyone that's wounded but not dead, they will be dead after that."
Yo, Raven Boy, want a duel?
Oh.
He just looks at you in just dismissal. He's not impressed. And then Cobra continues.
So
He
he's a
says,
pussy. All right.
Hartwell over here is our surgeon, and he's a pretty damn good one. There's bullet wounds, and usually many, inflicted by either the enemy or myself. And he's pretty good at fixing those up. And then, of course, you've all met Eileen Zell. She is one hell of a master gunner. She commands those guns like... Well, I don't know what she would command anything else like that, but she does a damn good job at it, that's for sure. And then, of course, Dolly. Dolly is our lead boarder. She's the first one on the enemy ship, alright? Everyone else follows behind her. Usually after she's gotten a kill or 5. That's how quick she is. That's why they call her the Slayer.
This
Now.
is like a fucking pirate dating sim, I swear to God. And I'm all for it.
Okay, alright. So, and then he says, now that we've all, greeted one another, we can saddle up and get the hell out of this
What
dump.
happened to being loyal to the cupcake lady?
Let's set sail and go back
I'm
home.
loyal.
And with that, the sails drop as you all, as the ship slowly starts moving towards the exit of the bay. And when you look back, you can see Tony, Mary, Bryce, and Anna, and also Erin, Bryce and Anna's child. And they're just waving. Erin is obviously not waving because he's 6 weeks old, but the rest of them are waving.
Yeah.
I wave back.
Okay.
Very
I
intensely.
think we all do.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you all wave back, that seems to be that. So you guys get onto the ocean.
Boat time.
It's boat time, boat
So
time.
I bet
for
it-
yeah,
Oh, sorry. I bet Vampire Man's a sadist.
he is now. Okay.
He looks like the
Hey.
type.
Oh.
He looks like the type, you know? He looks
Alright.
like...
Fair enough.
I'd say he's the bottom though.
Okay. Anyways, for the sake of expediency, you guys will just experience these days as short moments in time. We're not going to go through every single day, but every single night, especially seeing as you're on a ship, you guys will have to take turns taking watch, just to make sure that, nothing possibly with evil intent creeps up on you guys. So with that,
I wanna share my croissants with the 4 of them.
okay,
No.
all right. So you give a croissant to each and every one of them.
No,
And-
no. Give me the chocolate one.
Okay. So you guys, you give those croissants around, and they seem to be happy with it. They kind of eat them in between doing their work, like in between setting the sails and making sure the guns are in good order. And now you can also see that the sails, where you would normally expect to just be one piece of like thick cloth, there seem to be quite a few holes that have been patched up, like in emergency repairs.
Okay.
And with that, as your first day on the sea comes to a close, I'd like you all to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, baby.
Oh.
Oh God. Okay.
We all die.
The only one
So-
that makes
Night.
it probably Cora.
So,
Yeah.
as
What's
you
with these
guys,
fucking rolls, dude?
as you
I'm
guys
a sailor.
get used to the motions of the ship, only Cora seems to be able to just sit there and feel okay. The rest of you, throughout most of the day, you're hanging over the edge and just letting out all the food that you had in the morning.
That
'Cause
sucks.
your stomachs
I
are
just-
currently
bad.
not okay.
I
I'm
walk from
embarrassed.
one. I walk from one of them to the other, and I just kind of pat their backs like it's okay.
I'm embarrassed. I'm supposed to not have this problem. I'm a sailor.
It's okay. You have actually no, don't have a
All my
croissant.
fucking
You're gonna
rolls
throw
are
that
Yeah.
away.
shit.
Let's say again, Zerx.
All my rolls are just shit today. It's unreal.
It happens. I'm sorry, bro. So with that,
I think I've rolled like twice.
nightfall happens. Who's taking watch?
I can take watch.
Yeah, the only
Okay.
one who's alive.
Yeah. I imagine that they're all kind of exhausted from throwing up.
Okay, but is it only you taking watch? Because that's a long watch to take.
I'll tag in as well.
Yeah, we should take turns. I'll go third, I guess.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going first.
Okay. All right. So before you all go to sleep, Kobar comes down from the wheel because he's been at the wheel the whole day, and one of the shipmates kind of takes over from him, and he comes back down with a very nice-looking platinum carafe, which is just a fancy jug, I suppose. And as soon as he removes the cork, it brings the smell of a very nice sweet liquor.
Ooh, drinking again, huh?
And he
Oh,
says,
no.
"Anyone's up for a drink?"
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm up for some.
I just. Yeah, I want to
My,
sing.
my
sea
flaw is that
shanty.
I'm too enamored of ale, wine, and other intoxicants.
Hmm.
I'm an alcoholic, basically. That's my flaw.
Let's go.
Nice.
I like drinking. I
I
love
want to get a
it.
little tipsy and sing.
I like
some
laying
sea
on the
shanties.
floor.
Okay. So with that, you guys kind of gather around. Do you also drink or no?
No.
Okay. All right. So for you, because he looks at you and says, "You're quite young, aren't you?" And then he calls out to one of the shipmates.
Oh no.
And he says, "Watkins, go and fetch her just some water, please." And the shipmate just nods, and soon enough, 30 seconds later, he's back with a cup of water for you.
Aww. That's
Um,
nice.
And so he sits
Aw,
down
nice.
with you all, and he says, "So, tell me your stories. What's what brought you all here? What brought you all to Highcliff?"
So who's starting for this?
Merchant business.
Wait, which
Also
one's
looking
asking
for
this?
someone.
Kobar's asking this.
Oh,
Everyone else is currently still just doing stuff on the ship.
Okay.
I see.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm nothing much more than a traveler. All I do is travel the world and discover new sights, I suppose.
I can respect that. That sounds like a pretty good life to live.
Well, yeah, it's just discovering new things, knowing there's so much out there for me to discover.
I mean, you are definitely right. Have you ever been to the archipelago?
Not that I can recall. I'm just real quick out of character. Like, do I have any like set places that I can say that I've been from because of my background, or?
Not from the top of my mind, but you've definitely been places. Not the archipelago though.
Okay.
Because it's a
Yeah,
bit more of a
otherwise-
secluded place in the far north.
Sorry.
Okay.
So we're kind of heading towards like northeast.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's definitely northeastern direction. Absolutely.
I've mostly seen the south of
All
the
right. Okay.
world so far. I haven't really gotten the chance to head north.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's sure is beautiful in the north, that's for sure. But then again, I am quite biased. But I heard the south is very nice. I've never been. I've lived on a boat for as long as I can remember. And even though God should strike me right now, as soon as I called it a boat and not a ship. God damn it.
Well, I can assure you the south is very gorgeous, and I'm really looking forward to see what's to await me in the north.
All right, that sounds very good. What about you, little halfling?
Nothing too special, just merchant business. I was just
Alright.
kind of looking for someone
All right, okay.
important.
All right, yeah. I mean,
You know.
we all have a lover. That's fine.
No.
Right.
No.
Right. Not a lover. Okay. All right. I can respect that. That's fair.
No,
and
I'm
then-
looking for my brother.
Right. Right. Your brother. I don't think I've seen him. I don't think I have.
I don't think you have either.
All right. Okay. Well then, I'm afraid I can't help you any further. But there's plenty of people in the Dead Eye Republic that would sure be able to help you on your way if you provided them with a little bit of coin.
Speaking of coin, this is out of character.
Hmm.
Can I gamble with the people with my deck of cards?
Sure. Roll a performance check to see how well you do throughout the night.
Performance.
Okay.
Brr.
You manage that throughout the night. You manage to gain about 3 gold pieces and 9 silver pieces.
Alright.
And with that, Kobar looks at you, Lark, and says, "So you've said you sailed."
Yeah, nothing too important though.
Right. I see. All right. Well, I mean, I bet you've never been on a ship this big.
You'd be right.
Right,
Nothing this
okay.
size.
All right. Well, to be honest, it's nothing different from a good old sloop. Sometimes the sloops are just easier. Anyway, what about you, Tiefling? What brought you to Highcliff?
Just wandering.
Wandering. That's deep.
That's
true.
I'm like, come on, guys, why don't you have as much trauma as Channing?
Channing's in the corner, it's like having like PTSD or something.
all you hear in the background is crawling in my skin.
just the G note playing over and over again.
Yeah.
No, as far as you guys can see, Channing is currently sitting on one of the horizontal mast poles. So that's where the sail attaches from the top to the bottom.
I want to go talk to the emo boy.
Go
Okay.
romance him,
I'll
I
get back
believe.
to that in just a second. But you do leave the group as to climb up the rope ladder in order to get yourself up
Yeah.
there. Okay, all right. So as that kind of evolves, that conversation, Kobar is definitely not the same that he was earlier. He seems much more down to earth and much more like easygoing now, as if he kind of dropped an act of sorts. And with that, he says, "So, seeing as most of y'all haven't really been on ships very much, would you all like to hear a ghost story?"
I'm up for it.
Yeah, Sam.
Okay. All right. Well, this is the story of the Ferry of the Damned. Now, you might ask why they're called that. It's because they were a pirate group, just like most of us from the Republic, but these pirates weren't exactly the most smartest pirates, and they decided to go out on a day called Winter's Close. Now, Winter's Close for us means that the ice slowly starts melting away. However, this does not mean that you can all just go out on your ships and just go and hunt for some treasure again. No, you have to wait a good few weeks before you can do that. During winter's close or on winter's close, the day itself, it's when the sheets of ice covering the inner seas, it's when they start breaking and fracturing. They then can cause quite a lot of chaos if you decide to go out. That's why in the Deadeye Republic we've banned for any ship to sail out on winter's close. However, this group, they decided that they wanted to be at the treasure before anyone else could. So in the dead of night, just as the moon turned its line and it went into winter's close, they sailed out without any sails, but mostly just rowing their way out to do it as silently and as least suspicious as possible. As they sailed out, only stories and whispers have returned from the adventure that followed after. Some say they got stuck and they froze to death. Some say that one of the fractured ice sheets hit their boat and they sunk into the freezing cold waters. Either way, whatever it is that happened, nowadays, when people are sailing along the inner waters or the coastal waters of any island around the Deadeye Republic, they can hear the whispers, begging for warmth, hoping that one day the cold ice will no longer freeze their souls to be stuck in between the material plane and the ethereal plane. Some say that when they've been out, they've seen a green ghost ship float across the waters. And again, hearing the whispers of warmth, food, dry clothes, anything that could have helped this group in order to survive. But they never returned, and so we just have to presume that they died. Now, I wouldn't say if I believe in the story, but if it is true, then I sure as hell hope that we never run into them.
Right there with you. That would be quite the dire situation.
Yes, it would be. Then again, though, I've got full trust in my crew, and if we were to run into them, then so be it. I won't stop fighting until I'm dead, that's for sure.
Well, we'll be right here fighting on your side.
I really appreciate that. I appreciate that more than I let on. Yes, of course. So, whilst that's going on, Cora, you climb up the rope ladder, and you get to the first horizontal mast beam, so to speak, and you kind of, you manage to scoop on up there, and you slowly wiggle your way towards Channing, who's sitting there. He doesn't say anything as you come closer.
Well, I'm not gonna start the conversation. I'm just gonna sit there.
Okay. All right. So a minute passes, 2 minutes pass, 5 minutes pass. Seems to be no conversation.
An hour.
Terry, be the wingman, please.
Get it, wingman.
So Terry kind of moves across your legs and over to Channing, and Channing kind of looks down at Terry, and he says, "A pseudo dragon."
Yeah.
Yeah. So fucking creepy, dude.
How adorable. And he just gives Terry a couple of
sweetheart.
pats. I mean, I bet he is.
He is the sweetest boy. He's also he's pretty talented as well, actually.
Okay.
Make him
Sorry. How can I help you? Where are my manners?
I just came to chit chat, I guess.
Right. And to you, I definitely look like the type that does chit chat.
Nah. Why were you following us, by the way?
Oh, that? Well, let's just say that, I make sure that people are who they say they are.
That's scary. Alright. I also actually have another question for you. You seem like the type who'd know the answer.
Hmm.
Have you heard anything or do you know anything about this, society? Or the society?
With that, he seems to get a bit more interested. And he says, well, I mean, besides the fact that they're probably a cult group that thinks that they could achieve god status, I mean, seem like pretty normal people.
Yes, wanting to become God, totally normal.
And he just gives you a little smile.
So, do you know anything else about them?
I don't know very much, but what I do know is that they have some roots in the Deadeye Republic. It's been something I've been looking into these past few weeks, as it's only been a recent occurrence.
Oh?
From what I know, the sign they leave behind, it seems to be an adaptation of sorts. Do you happen to be familiar with the Overhill Kingdom?
The what? Excuse me?
The Overhill Kingdom.
I am familiar with the name.
Okay, run a deception check, because, you know. Okay. Okay, it's a natural 19 on his side. So he looks at you and says, right, well, I'm guessing you know probably more about them than you're letting on. But that's fine, you know. We don't have to share everything. I can appreciate that.
I mean, to be completely honest, I really don't know much about them.
Right, okay.
I just know that, no. Actually, no, I don't know anything. You know what, scratch that. I know. Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Okay, alright, he says, alright, well in that case, that's all I know about society if you don't want to talk about the Overhill Kingdom.
Alright, oh fuck, alright, well... yeah, okay, I don't know a lot about them. It's just... that's my last name. But I've actually never heard of the kingdom? You said it was?
Right. Yeah, it was a kingdom. Emphasis on was. Look, listen. You might not know this, and I'm sorry if I'm telling you anything that might upset you. But, you might want to have a chat with your parents. See if they can tell you a bit more about this kingdom. Because if your last name is Overhill, then I'm afraid that you would be part of the family that would have run that kingdom.
Well, my parents are kind of far away now, so, you know, might as well try to figure out on my own.
Right, I see. Well, all I know is that the official seal that belongs to the Overhill Kingdom and King Bingo of the Overhill Kingdom, it seems to be adapted, misappropriated, whatever it is you want to call it. Someone messed with it and they turned it into the universal sign of the society. And all I know is that I want to stay away from them. But because that's what I feel, I just feel drawn closer by the minute. I want to find out who they are, what they want, what they do, and if they form a threat for my friends and I. That's all he says.
Believe me. Me too, buddy. Me too.
All right, and he just gives you a nod, and he stares off into the distance again.
I give him a bun and then leave.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you give him a bun, and yeah, you give him the bun. He takes it. He's just staring at the bun as you scoot back across to the main mast, and you climb back down again.
Like, it's from a very talented baker. It's really good.
All right, I'll give it a try. Yeah. And with that, the night slowly comes to a close, as you all quickly need to roll a perception to see if you see anything out there.
Perception.
It's gonna be the flying dice.
17.
22.
Hey,
And a
nice.
nat 20 on your side.
Okay, and then Cora.
17.
Holy
Woohoo!
shit. Okay. All right.
What
Oh
if
my
your
God, I
baby
got
was
some
doing
good
all
rolls
20
today.
throughs?
There's something fishy going on.
Yeah.
How did we roll 2 3s earlier,
mm.
and now we all roll 22? That's fishy.
Look, listen, it's the algorithm, not me.
Okay.
So, with that,
I'm using my own dice next time.
the watch of each and every one of you seems to go by without any problems. The sky's clear. The stars are looking down on your lonely ship that is just sailing across what you now know is the Fane Straits, which on the map is between High Cliff and the Isle of the Blood Moon. Like that entire, straight and narrow pass, well, quote unquote narrow, is the Fane Straits.
Do I see a mermaid while out in the sea?
No, you don't seem to spot a mermaid.
Aw.
You do keep looking though, but no. You see just calm waves as the ship plows through each and every one, first going up, and then as it reaches the tipping point, goes back down again. The wave's not big enough to really cause a splash at the front, but there is like this slight up and down motion as you go across each wave. So with that, night comes to a close. You guys have another long rest, and the next day also goes by without any specific changes. As the second night starts to crawl in, the night sky is no longer as clear as it was, and there seem to be some distant rainy clouds as they seem to take shape. Who's taking watch? I only need 2 people to
Gonna
take
rain.
watch.
I can take watch again.
I'll
Okay.
go.
Alright, okay, both of you roll a perception check.
Perception.
Woogie, woogie, woogie.
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Okay,
Woogie,
alright.
woogie, woogie.
So which one of you takes watch first?
I'll take the second one.
Okay.
I'll go first then.
Okay, so Lark, you crawl into the crow's nest, and you keep looking around. You have a spyglass that was that you borrowed from Eileen, and you're using it to look around, and you see nothing, and just empty seas, and like I said, the distant rainy clouds. Then
You
after
don't have a spyglass?
Yuda does
stole
have a
it.
spyglass, but she's not revealed it to anyone except for you, because Cora, you know about it.
Yeah. Alright.
And then with that, Lark, your watch slowly comes to an end as Cora crawls onto the crow's nest and taps you on the shoulder, and you're off to bed. Cora, as you take over the spyglass and you start looking around, a couple hours pass. Nothing major's going on until at some point, until the early morning hours, like 5 a.m. ish. You seem to look towards southeastern direction from where you are, which is the just for a reference on the map. The directions are the same as what I'm calling out during what I'm saying. So just presume that you're always going in a straight line towards the top of the map, just for easy sake.
Yeah.
So towards the southeastern direction, you seem to spot way in the distance, like just on the horizon line, you spot another ship that seems to have their sails up, and they're fully going. They're going at full speed, and you just seem to make out a black flag with a white kraken painted on top of it.
Oh god, it's pirates. Alright, Terry, wake up. Go get the captain.
Pirates!
Okay, all right. So
I
as
don't know the boats.
and you hadn't seen this before, Cora. As you wake up Terry, he gets up, he understands your command, and he just jumps off the crow nest and flies down to where Kobar is resting.
So graceful.
And he wakes up Kobar and says, mainly through just licking the face, and Kobar says, "Sorry. Oh, hey there, little one. Well, what's up? Where's your little halfling friend?" And he looks up into the crow nest and he sees you and he says, "Everything all right up there?"
There's a ship.
Ship, you say? All right.
A black flag and a white kraken. Might be important information.
Black kraken. White kraken, black flag. He seems to be pretty groggy from being woken up like that. He jumps up and he runs towards the steering wheel, and he kind of tells the shipmate that was handling the wheel whilst he was sleeping. He tells him, "Go and toll the bell. Make sure that you only toll it twice. I do not want to pull any unnecessary attention." And with that, the shipmate's off and tolls the bell that's just below the wheel on the main deck. Tolls it twice as the whole crew instantly jumps awake. But they all seem to stay silent. All of you wake up as well. And they all stay very silent. And they stay just behind the covers of the sides of the ship. And with that...
You're about to fight.
Cora, you see Kobar looking up at you with a questioning look.
Southwest.
East.
Okay.
Was it southwest?
It was not. It was southeast.
Fuck, southeast.
Okay. All right. I'll let it pass. It's fine. And he grabs his own spyglass. Definitely a nice looking spyglass. And he looks into southeastern direction, and he sees it as well. And he gives it a slight frown, and he says, "Well, it's looking like they're not going the same way as us. I'm sure it'll be alright, but just for careful sake." And then he shouts to the crew, "Alright, load up the other sails, and turn off all the lanterns, please." And with that, within minutes, all the lanterns are turned off, and there seems to be a different color sails being hooked up now, as they are a almost like a sea blue, which you presume is to make sure that the normal white sails wouldn't stand out as much.
Stand out, yeah.
But this is all done within minutes. You can definitely tell this crew is used to working together.
We stand.
I shout at Kobar like y'all are talented. Good job.
He just looks at you and says, "Thank you, little missy. I really appreciate that." And with that, everyone kind of stays awake, and the day progresses. Kobar keeps looking through his spyglass, but he doesn't seem to be alarmed or anything. And at some point, the ship disappears off the horizon line, and you don't see it anymore. So with that, the second day, the third day also starts to pass. Is there anything you guys like to do?
Gamble. I want to make them gamble and get more money.
Make a performance check.
All right, performance. 16.
You managed to, you managed to scrounge together quite a bit of coin. You managed to get 5 gold pieces and 2 copper pieces.
Alright. Wait, 5 gold?
Yep. Okay, anyone else?
I want to sing some sea shanties.
Alright, you go nuts and you sing those sea shanties.
That's all I want to do.
Alright, okay, lovely. Anyone else?
Just go and watch the.
Where the fuck did Justin go?
Okay. Justin's dead.
Shit, I forgot to unmute because that fucking ambulance went by.
Nice.
Oh, how long have you been talking?
No, I was just mostly quiet. Just
Okay.
now. Can I get acquainted with the rest of the crew?
You could do. Is there anyone in specific that you're looking for?
Let's see.
I still love how I never introduced myself.
Yeah, you're just a random dude. I'm in the fucking ship.
I mean, this way people know that you're part of the adventurers group. But yeah, they don't know your name. They don't know who you are.
I am mysterious boy.
They only know
with Eileen. I'll talk to Eileen.
Okay,
My
all right.
wife?
Okay, fine, I'll talk to Dolly.
I'm kidding, you can talk to her, it's fine.
My wife?
What do you mean your wife?
All
Your
right,
wife is
so-
fucking cupcake lady. Shut the fuck
My
up.
side hoe.
Wait, you have a side piece?
Okay, so before that happens, Yuta, all they know from you is that you're wandering, whatever that might mean. And so, okay, so Jerks, do you talk to Eileen?
Yeah, sure, I'll talk to Eileen. She
Okay.
seems like a fun bunch, so we'll just talk to her.
Okay, all right. So you move over to Eileen. You notice that she's below deck. She's inspecting the cannons once more, just making sure that they're in really good shape and make sure that there's enough cannonballs at the ready. There's enough fuses. There's there's enough powder barrels and all that kind of stuff. And as you approach, she says, "Well, hello, darling. How can I help you today?"
I was just wandering around the ship and see what everyone is up to.
All right, well, I'm just inspecting my good old guns. And she just pats one of the cannons.
One of the cannons, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a nice cannon you got there.
Well,
how
thank you
long
very
have you
much.
been doing this? Well, how long have you been slinging guns? I'd assume.
Well, I've been slinging guns since I was probably a little girl, yeah. I was slinging guns whenever I could on the estate of my father. It was good fun. He didn't appreciate it very much, but my mother told me all I needed to know. God bless her heart. And I mean, this on the ship, I've been doing that for a while. I think I've been doing it for at least 6 years now, which, well, essentially makes me the expert, doesn't it?
I'd assume it's quite the fun hobby.
Oh, it's fun, all right. It's especially fun when, you're going to board an enemy ship, or definitely before boarding. They reckon they can take you on, but then they haven't met Eileen Blunderbuss Cell just yet.
I'd imagine they'd have a whole storm coming if they do.
Oh, it's a storm, all right. It's a storm of 2-pounder cannonballs flying at them at a rapid speed at a constant rate. That's me, all right. I like it just the usual.
So she mentions the cannon. She mentions the cannonball, and I grab one, point at them, like, these cannonballs.
So as you pick it up.
No, I'm not picking it up. I'll just point at him first.
Oh, you
because
point at him.
I don't know how crazy she is about her.
Okay. I don't know how crazy she is about her balls. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you point them, she says, "Well, hell yeah, those cannonballs. What other cannonballs did you think I would use?"
Do you mind can I hold one of them?
Well, of course, they're not my babies, even though these cannons are my babies. All right.
Okay, so I grab so these cannonballs. How big are these? Like how?
So these are currently on this ship. They're the more common size of 2-pound cannonballs. So they're a kilo, right? And they're definitely the smaller size, because they're not very heavy. And you definitely notice that on a ship like this that only has a few guns, the lightweight cannonballs are much more beneficial than carrying less heavy cannonballs.
So I ask her, are these very common among other ships as well?
Well, I mean, most ships of the Republic, they tend to use these, absolutely, because they're absolute beauties, they are. But if you're looking more, towards like pirate ships or real big ships, no, these are not that common. Usually on the bigger ships or the pirate ships, they're usually about 8 pounds a piece. Sometimes 10 pounds if you're really unlucky, or if you're lucky and you're on the side of the 10-pound cannonball. But if you're on the other side, well, then it has a chance of not ending very well for you, that's for sure.
Out of character, I reckon I could not catch those.
The 10-pound ones?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's 5-kilo cannonballs shot at you at an incredible speed. That'll be,
any 8-pound.
Okay, so for the 10-pound one, no, you couldn't catch it. For the 8-pound one, you could try, but it's at disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. So, I'll ask Eileen. I'm trying to test my luck here. Okay, for out of
Alright.
character, I'm gonna try and test my luck.
Okay.
Eileen, could you do me a favor?
Hmm.
Take this cannonball. I'm gonna stand on the
Alright.
other side of this room. Could you
Okay.
throw it at me?
And she first frowns a little bit, and then just this big smile just breaks onto her face. And she's like, "Oh, you're one of those monks, aren't you? All right, well, yes, I can. Yes, I can. All right, mister. Let's see those reflexes of yours." And,
I am a beginner, but I'm
oh,
willing to test
I'm
it
not.
out.
I'm not a beginner.
From wherever Cora is, she just yells simp.
Dude, stop trying to take my wife.
And so Eileen moves all the way to the front of the ship, right? Like on the bottom deck. And you'd reckon that between the floor and the ceiling, it's probably about 8 feet. So it's not very high, but it's, you know, it's high enough to throw something. So Eileen moves all the way to the front of the ship, and you move all the way towards the back of the ship as much as you can. So there's probably about 40 feet in between you guys.
Okay.
As she, you know, starts weighing the cannonball, and she says, "All right, are you ready, Mr. Monk, mister?"
Sure as hell am.
All right, here we go. And she starts swinging her arm, and she just almost like a cannon, she just pushes it forward, just directly from her shoulder. She just pushes it forward.
She's fucking what's it called?
Kohlstote, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the English term for it.
No, neither do I.
What?
What?
It's a sport where they have the ball, and then they put the ball to their shoulder, and then they push it
They
forward.
put it in
and
their
they
neck,
have to-
right?
Yeah,
put
like
it-
in their neck, yeah, and then they gotta like throw it as far as they can, but they gotta push instead
No,
of
you
throw.
don't. Yeah, you push it instead of. You were not allowed to throw it. I did.
Yeah.
I did. You couldn't tell by now, but you could never tell from me, but I did do.
Yeah, so and she does that. I presume you're trying to do deflect missiles.
Yes, I want to see what I
Alright.
can do for it. How
Pull it
does
out.
this work? So, starting at third level, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you're hit by a ranged
Fail.
weapon. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by a D10. Wait. But what is the roll that you make?
So currently, this cannonball is coming straight for you, otherwise known as she rolled an attack roll and she hit. You're simply now trying to reduce the damage, right? Which is the action of catching it. So you
Okay,
roll a d10 to see how much you can reduce it to.
Okay, what and how much damage will this do otherwise?
You don't know currently,
Okay.
and I won't know until you throw your
So I'll
d10.
just roll a D10. Just a D10.
Just a d10.
Okay, and then we have wait. It says D10 plus your dexterity modifier, so it would be a 9.
9. Okay. All right. So let me roll the damage. Okay, so that would have only done 2 damage. But you managed to very handily, you grab hold of it just midair, just like it's coming right for your face, and like right before it would hit you, you just do this big like clapping motion, and you just clap straight onto the cannonball.
Bro, that's fucking sick.
As you stop it midair, no damage
just
taken.
Really, I just kind of expected to like, well, at least the way that I expected this to work was like, you can't, because you don't stop something so suddenly.
In this
Well, I
case,
mean,
because
if you want.
You do.
yeah, you do because you completely negated the damage, so there's no damage done to you, so it will never hit you.
I'd imagine like you kind of like take that momentum and just kind of like spin. I don't know. It's fine.
You can.
You
like,
want to take damage?
No, because it's I'm being a little too realistic about this, but like that's just what I imagined.
In your deflect missiles, you can now take your bonus action, I believe, is to kind of continue the momentum of the cannonball and throw it straight back at her.
Okay, and that's okay. So I would still carry the momentum if I were to use it as bonus action.
So I believe the first bit is reaction, and after that it's bonus action. I think.
The way that I
can check.
imagined deflect missiles was like I just carry the momentum with it, so I don't take damage.
It should also.
But I guess that's really up to like flavor. I suppose.
Yes, absolutely. It would
Okay.
be down to flavor.
Okay. No, that's all I really wanted to know. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So I catch it.
She says,
Pack
"God
a
diggity
punch."
dang, that was impressive. All right, you're definitely not a beginner, are you? You're just having me on."
Oh, this is the first time I've caught a cannonball before.
And I mean, this is the first time I've thrown a cannonball at anyone, but hey, here we are.
Sim.
I suppose so.
Still
I put it back.
Okay.
And I tell her thank you,
Okay, so she says,
and I wish her
"It
good
was
luck
my
on the rest
pleasure."
of the thing.
Okay. And with that, you go back up. She continues to inspect her cannon. She seems to be much happier now than she was earlier.
Sick.
Okay, all right. So, anyone else want to do anything?
Is the image I sent in general? Is that what you guys meant? Or images, not general. There's no general chat. Big brain.
Yeah, that's
yes.
It's called shot put.
Shot put. That's the one.
Okay,
Fuck.
Sure. If that's called
I didn't know it was a thing until a minute ago. But
Okay.
you know,
That's what I used to do. That was like I was like the best at that.
I throw a ball.
Yeah.
You don't
okay.
throw it. You shoot it.
You putt
anyone
ball.
else? Anyone else want to do anything?
I'm just here like I want to romance Eileen, but I'm also terrified of her.
Do it. I'm gonna be your wing woman.
I'm like, hey Eileen, could you throw me?
Do you actually say that
to her?
And I'll be there to catch you.
What do you think? Do you think she would?
If you ask her to like throw you, she'd be like, "And your monk friend's gonna catch you or what?"
Would you catch me?
I would catch you.
She,
Okay.
Like Miss Ali.
she looks like the type of person that would absolutely
Throw you.
Yeah, absolutely throw you. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, I want to
Alright.
watch. I want to watch.
I'm gonna make
No.
a fool of
Wait.
myself. Let's go.
Okay. Hold up. I got an idea. So, where are we, and how many people are around?
No, I don't want to do it in the middle of everybody. That's embarrassing.
So currently,
Somebody in chat says the audio
saw-
for stream is really bad.
I just restarted the audio engine. I hope that fixes it.
Okay.
If it doesn't, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
But so.
Also, hello, welcome, Mary.
Yes. So currently, it's about 6 p.m. ish, and I would say that, I mean, there's a few people around. Like there's there's the usual crew just around doing things on the ship, so people would see it.
Cause I want to make this a bet.
Eileen would definitely be up
Don't
for it.
gamble.
I want to make this a bet between
So,
people.
but
Like,
before we discuss all of that, Lark, do you actually want Eileen to throw you? Are you going to walk up to Eileen and ask her,
Will you
"Can you throw me?" Yeah.
At Zerix.
Do you think she'd be into it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lark, listen.
But like in a
Lark.
romantic way.
In a
That's
romance.
for you to find out. I don't know.
Lark,
Mm.
listen. The bet thing, right?
Okay.
It can be a disguise, you know.
You were
It can
absolutely
be a
right.
disguise for you, and it will make me money. See?
I mean, worst comes to worst. I make a fool of myself, and she thinks I'm charming. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask her to throw me.
Okay. All right. So you walk up to Eileen, and Eileen looks at you and says, "Well, hello there, darling. How can I help you?"
Okay, so I know this is gonna be a very out of the blue question, but I
Okay.
saw you throw that cannonball, and I was so impressed with just like you were so good at throwing. Could you throw me?
That's such a weird pickup line, dude.
Shut up!
All right. So
Is that why you said that to me when I arrived?
I feel very flattered. I did enjoy hurling that cannonball at that monk over there, and hell yeah, I like to throw you. That sounds like a really good fun.
And at that moment, Cora just goes around and she's like, "Okay, man, gather around."
Someone
Okay.
get the camera.
Do I have to be there to catch it? Do I have to be
You have
there
to catch
to
me.
catch her?
So
Yeah. Well,
So
I don't want to bust my ass on the floor.
no, exactly. So Cora.
So okay, as I hear Cora like make a fuss about it, I'll join back in there.
Okay. So Cora, as you shout that round, the ship's men seem to be a bit doubtful as they first look towards Kobar, and Kobar just kind of nods, and that's when they all like join in and they just start betting. So currently, you have
Alright.
probably about eight gold coins worth of bets placed on Eileen throwing Lark and Zerx catching Lark, and there's about 12 gold coins betted on Zerx not catching Lark.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
So how do we do this? How do I make profit out of this?
So essentially, you get the money
I like
of
how
the
your question
people
is
that have
after
it
you make the
wrong.
whole pet.
Alright, yeah.
So
Yep, that's
if
what I was thinking.
if Zerx does catch Lark, you get 12 gold coins. If he doesn't, you get 8 gold coins. Yeah.
Lark, I'm sorry, but Zerx, you better not catch her.
So with that,
So either way, I'll
Eileen,
be fine. If I fail, I get you. If I fail, I get you, and if I don't, I save Lark. It's good.
Oh, you don't get money. I'm not
I
giving
get
you the
money, you definitely. I don't care about money.
Alright,
So,
alright,
Oh,
good.
shit,
with
you're
that,
right.
Eileen looks at you, Lark, and she says, "All right, are you ready?"
Yes, I put my hands together. I'm like, throw me, baby.
Okay, and she grabs one arm, one leg. As she picks you up, you kind of dangle. You dangle at
Oh,
her
boy.
knees, right? And she just starts spinning, right?
What?
She starts spinning and spinning and spinning as she makes an attempt to throw you. Okay, all right. And so, yeah, she spins 5, 6, 7 times. She starts to get a bit dizzy. And then all of a sudden you feel the weightlessness as you soar through the sky. Just missing one of the horizontal sail posts. And Zerx is...
He eats you off of the fucking thing.
Zerx is standing there. And Zerx, I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Would that be strength?
I'm thinking
I
having
don't know.
having to catch
I mean, I could-
someone.
I guess it would be fast.
I mean,
Yeah.
for strength, I could also roll dexterity. That's just a thing a monk can do.
Oh yeah.
so-
Okay,
so-
do-
Because it's too fast, and he has to like stand on his feet to actually not
athletics.
fall.
Wait, so I need to run to where she is and then catch her?
Yeah, pretty
I don't
much.
know.
Yeah. So dexterity saving throw. Yeah,
I
do
didn't think this through, guys.
So dexterity saving throw to see if you can catch Lark.
No.
Yes. Okay. Well. Okay.
My
So
wife's
if
gonna
you
be so.
So you can choose here, Zerx, because I wasn't clear at the start. You can either re-roll at advantage, right,
Mm-hmm.
and see what it comes out on, right? But you have to take that roll, or you can
Yeah.
stick to this and see what the consequences are.
I can roll at
Roll
advantage
again.
for the next one.
Yeah, but you have to take whatever it comes out.
Okay,
Oh
sure.
yeah, I want my wife to be proud of me.
11.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think it's less of catching and you more break my fall.
All right. So.
Yeah, at this point, I'd rather do that.
Zerx, as soon as Eileen lets go of Lark and she starts soaring through the sky, you start like sprinting towards where you think she's going to land, right?
As she flies off the ship.
You are relatively lucky that the ship stays somewhat stable and doesn't move too much on the waves. As you arrive at the spot where you think Lark is going to land, you just about turn around when this Lark, you're a tiefling, yeah?
Yeah, I am a tiefling.
Okay, just double checking.
When
When
this
a
cow-
tiefling just boulders into you, and you just get slammed into right in the front of the ship, as Lark just lays in your lap. Well, kind of like flailing around as she just got bouldered into you. And the whole crew just starts cheering, and Eileen is cheering, and Cora is
I yell
cheering.
at Eileen, could you, throw it at me next time?
Because this does count as catching, as the DC was 11, and you threw an 11. So,
Technically.
Wait, did it count or no?
Technically.
so it did count.
I did yell
catch.
that at Eileen. I yelled at Eileen.
You yelled what?
Like in like a joking way, like, hey, aim better next time, haha.
How about you're faster next time, eh?
Wow.
And with that, Lark, you got caught by Zerx, and Eileen is pretty impressed.
Yes.
Fuck. Alright, I guess I'm
luck.
getting only 8 coins.
Yeah, you get eight gold coins.
You won.
You okay?
I'm great.
So with that, the day concludes as you go into another evening night. The night sky this time is filled with dark clouds. Dark clouds.
Clowns.
Hiya, Georgie.
You mean Shannon?
The night sky is filled with dark clouds as the sound of thunder starts to come into hearing distance.
Alright.
Dun, dun.
As I mentioned, the ship you had seen earlier that day fully disappeared on the horizon line and did not seem to come back into your view throughout the day. I would like... who's taking watch?
I'll take a watch.
Okay.
I'll go second.
I can take watch. Again.
Whatever
Unless
we all-
unless Yoda
I
wants to,
can
because I've
watch
already
it.
taken
Okay,
watch.
so
like-
Yuda and
Yes,
Zerx, you guys
Yeah.
you guys take watch. Who takes watch first?
Do we need to roll perception for this, or?
Yeah, you will need
No.
to. I'm just
Oh, do you?
wondering. No, for
Can
who
we
takes
roll
it first?
before
No.
we-
No.
care.
Yeah,
But
you
in
have to
order,
choose.
yeah.
Before we
Yeah,
choose who goes first and second?
no, you have to choose who's going first.
Oh, but they did that the last time.
And then I was mistaken.
Okay, fine. I'll knowing my luck, I'll go first.
Okay.
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 What is it? Perception?
Yeah,
First
roll
safety
perception.
again. Yep, there you go. 13.
Okay.
Yep. My
Alright.
deduction was correct.
So, Zerx, as your watch starts, you climb into the crow's nest. You have a spyglass with you, and as you're kind of looking towards northwest, northeast direction, you kind of just keep scanning the upcoming horizon. You seem to pick up the sound behind you that would indicate that something else is passing through the water.
Oh.
But as you look back, you see nothing.
Sure.
Okay.
With that, your watch concludes uneventful.
All right.
As
Well,
Yuda...
before I tag Yuda in, I'll let him know what I witnessed, I guess.
All right, yeah,
I
that's
heard.
fair. Yeah.
And
So-
I tell him to like just keep an eye out, be careful.
Okay. All right. So Yuda, as you, no, it's not a mermaid.
It's
So-
Cthulhu Hoop.
Wow, spoilers.
It's
So
a
Yuda-
siren.
Yuda, as you get told this information, you keep an extra good eye out. And as you progress through the night, you start hearing the whispering sounds of pirates shouting to board. And you hear the sound of a ship bell tolling, but it's not the bell that's on your ship.
Alright.
Initiative.
Uh oh.
I thought it was Cthulhu Hoop.
So Yuda, what do you do?
I should probably go down and get everyone awake.
Okay. All right. So
It's
as
the
you
captain.
as you start climbing down,
No,
make
I
a
jump.
I mean that is 60 foot that you're jumping down.
Oh, never mind.
So as you start climbing down, make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Well, okay.
Alright. Oh boy.
Okay. So with that, as you climb down, to your right, to the starboard side, please do correct me if I'm wrong, to the starboard side, you see a shape appear. The shape of a pirate ship, broken, damaged, completely covered in ice along the bottom
Oh, it's the
and
ghost dudes.
along the mast. There seems
It's
to
the
be
ghost ship from SpongeBob.
there seems
Yeah,
to
dude.
be no sails, but the ship is currently sailing beside you. You see ghost pirates on board, just shouting towards your ship, mostly shouting for warmth and clothes and food, as they seem to be detrimentally tied to the ship, as they can't leave, and any of them that try to jump seem to get pushed back onto the ship.
Fuck, I'm not awake. I would have thrown a bun at them.
Like before you
Here's
even
food.
reach
No, fuck off.
before you even reach the bottom of the ladder, you hear the bells toll again, and the ship disappears.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
Later, nerds.
Nice visit. Ah. I'll still tell them.
Okay. All right. So who do you wake up?
Like the main group, just like Cora, Zerx, Lark.
Okay. All right. So you softly wake them up. The shipmate that's behind the wheel, seems to be kind of wondering why you're waking them up, but he doesn't say anything. It's not his place. You wake them all
Okay. I saw the ghost ship thingy.
The what?
Hmm?
You mean that
The what?
story that?
The one, yeah, the one from the story.
What story? What?
The story that Cobra was telling
did I
us on the
miss?
first night?
She was
there. I was
romancing
talking to the
the
emo
emo
boy.
Oh, right, my bad.
Oh yeah.
Did you were not the only one up there, were you?
No, Yuda would have been the only one in the crow's nest.
Yeah, but like, would she have been the only one that could have seen it? Like, realistically, if you're
Seems that
behind the
way.
wheel,
So it seems that way.
right?
No one else has hit the alarm.
Odd.
Can I go out and talk to the guy who's behind the wheel?
Sure thing. Yeah.
Just be like,
You walk up to the wheel, and you are greeted by a somewhat tanned human that is female standing behind the wheel. She looks at you.
I'm just like very sleepily. It's just the tiefling guy who was keeping watch said that there was a ghost ship or something like that.
Right. Right, I see.
I
Well,
just thought I should let you know. I don't know.
how about someone, relieves your tiefling friend from taking watch and just gets them to sleep,
Dude, I'm taking the watch.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, as Cora takes over the watch, the night seems to start progressing. The thunder gets closer. The waves get more choppy. And make a perception check for me, please.
Oh boy, perception.
Okay.
18.
And also make a wisdom save for me, please.
Oh boy,
Okay.
15.
So, as you're looking out on the sea, only about 20 minutes after you took over from Bermuda, as you look out on the sea, only 20 minutes, did it just die again? No, it didn't. Okay, I'm just an idiot.
Going.
Cool. All right, cool. So as you're looking out on the sea, you notice that the waves are getting pretty big, and with that, the whole crew seems to wake up, including the rest of you guys. As you keep on looking out as best you can, you notice in the distance, probably about 300 foot in front of you, you see a green glow coming off the water as a green see-through pirate ship with a big gaping hole in the front of the ship comes cruising at a very, very high speed in your direction, with the waves getting higher and higher. Everyone on deck is now awake. Kobar is awake and helping everyone tighten up the sails and taking over the wheel to make sure that you guys don't die here tonight. The rain starts to pour down, and as you guys are crashing through waves, going back up on them again, and crashing back down again, you're taking on quite a bit of water, and a lot of the crew start hoisting out the water that you guys are accumulating at the bottom of the ship. With each passing wave, you can hear the deep, dooming voice of a scraggly pirate, just shouting,
From ghosts.
shouting, May you too be damned, followed by a long, maniacal laughter.
How about you fuck off?
As you shout that, the sound of the roaring waves and the rain and the thunder, it doesn't get very far, and one of the shipmates looks around at you, kind of insulted, and is just like, alright, fuck you too. And just continues, hoisting the sail. With that...
I'm talking to you! Ghost!
he doesn't pay attention. None of them have seen the ghost yet. Currently, only you and Yuta are aware of the ghost. Or the ghost ship.
Wait, question. Are they still shouting for, like, warm clothes and food?
Yes,
I'll blast
yes.
them with a fireball.
I'm gonna throw a bun at them.
Okay, well, they're definitely not close enough. They're currently about 200 foot away.
Terry, go give them a bun. Actually, no, don't.
Okay,
don't.
Right. And each time you guys go to the top of a wave and then go down again, they seem to get a little bit closer. And the waves keep on getting higher. Probably these waves are probably currently reaching about 90 feet in height. As you cruise on up them, but also the same distance, you glide on the other side back down again, and you crash back down into the water.
Coaster.
Yeah, just much scarier, and probably you're dying. And then as the waves keep getting higher and higher, probably 100 feet, 120 feet, there's
That's a big ass wave.
one big monster-like wave.
Aww.
As the ghost ship gets closer, everyone on the ship can now hear the sound of the crew of the ghost ship shouting for warmth, shouting for dry clothes, shouting for light, for fire, anything that could warm them up. And as you all hear that, the both of you start climbing this monster wave, probably 250 feet high. And as you start climbing it, you could just hear Kobar in the rain and the thunder.
Am I still in the crow's nest?
Yes, you are, yes.
Bro, I'm about to fucking die!
And as you all start climbing, Kobar is just shouting, "Hang on!"
We're about to fight on top of a wave. Boys.
I hold on to Terry and I hold on to the crow's nest.
That's fine.
He can fly, but like...
You're absolutely holding on. And as you start climbing 30 feet, 60 feet, 90 feet. And as you keep climbing, the ghost ship seems to go faster than you. And as you're about at 180 feet, the ghost ship crashes through the top of the monster wave. And just as the maniacal laughter continues, the ghost ship is right in front of you. And just smashes through your ship. Leaving no
Does it do
trace.
damage?
Leaving no
Ripping
trace
shit, dude.
of any damage whatsoever.
What the fuck?
But I'd like the four of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, I don't like
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Oh no, Cora.
I am not the wise man. I am not the wise man.
Oh no.
What the fuck are these rolls this game, bro?
Sing a song, I am the Peen Man.
So, Cora?
6.
Oh, right, okay, yes, sorry, yes. So, as this happens, all of you stiffen up as you feel the terror take over your body. You are all frightened for the next 8 hours.
What the fuck?
As you feel the damnedness of the ship go straight through your veins and just reach your heart, and your heart skips 6, 7, maybe 8 beats before it continues.
That's a lot of beats.
I know. Before it continues at its elevated pace. And as soon as that happens, you crash down the other side of the monster wave, 250 foot high. And as you...
I want down, I want down, I want down, I want down!
You have to imagine, right now you're probably about near vertical, gliding down this wave. And as you hit the water once more, you can hear the cracking and creaking of wood as the impact takes a heavy toll on the ship. And Cora, you feel the crow's nest starts to move in a different direction than the ship is going. As you feel the crow's nest is just starting to tumble. The whole main mast is starting to tumble, and all of you that are on the top deck, you can see that the main mast has broken off.
Uh-oh.
And there, ironically, there goes Cora.
Cora's dead. Cora's
Very ironically
dead.
indeed.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Yikes. Never mind. It's not ironic. It's planned.
Sure. And as the mast comes crashing down, it leaves some more severe damage onto the ship. The ship is pretty well prepared for these kind of things, though, and it seems to be a pretty sturdy ship, so it's definitely not sinking. But there's some big holes, and there's a lot of chaos as the ropes and the sails are covering a big part of the top deck. But at the same speed that all that happened, almost at a snap of a moment, it's gone again. Cora is in the crow's nest. The mast is still whole.
So
And you are sailing.
We're kind of driven in some kind of insanity. That's what this fear thing is.
You're sailing on again. The waves calming down. The thunder still quite loud, and the rain still quite heavy. But there seems to be nothing else. Everyone on the ship is shaken, frightened, and definitely does not know what just happened. That's where we'll leave off tonight's
Fucking.
episode.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Well,
So, how was
Spooky
that?
ghosts.
That was scary.
It was quite something.
I want down and I want you to give me a hug.
Yeah, easy enough. You
At least
guys
you
get
had
each other
Terry
hugs.
with you.
That
I
is
did.
true. That is true. So, for next session, hopefully next Friday, around the same time again, or maybe Saturday.
Let's see.
If you guys look on the Twitch page and click the Twitter link, you'll definitely be able to follow us there, and we'll give you an update on when we're streaming once more. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I'd like to thank you guys for playing.
Fuck yeah.
Always a pleasure.
And I think that's where it leaves us for tonight's episode. And so we'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
bye.